Last year, Smith Station and Enterprise needed double overtime twice to settle their differences. The final meeting in the Class 6A playoffs. The Panthers took both meetings by a touchdown. Tonight, they meet again with more playoff implications. It's Enterprise at Smith Station. We're back in the Wiregrass on Thursday Night Touchdown. We welcome you to the land of the boll weevil, Enterprise, Alabama, for Thursday Night Touchdowns. The Wildcats of Enterprise playing host to the Panthers of Smith Station in a key 7A Region 2 game. Hi, everyone. I'm Graham Dunn alongside Mike Peacock. We'll speak with Christina Chambers in just a moment. Well, Mike, real simple. This is a huge game. You don't call it a playoff game, but it's got those implications.
Well, it's a playoff atmosphere, that's for sure, for both of these teams, Graham. As you look at the standings in Region 2 7A, Central Phoenix City on top, Prattville right behind them. But down the list a little bit, you see Enterprise at 2-2, and you see Smith Station at 1-3. Those two teams, the ones that we have tonight, are fighting for their playoff lives, and a loss tonight would be devastating to those hopes.
Everything tonight, both teams, their success offensively going to run through their quarterbacks. We start first with Smith Station.
Smith Station has a young player, although he's a junior, Dalton Sinkfield, a first-year starter on varsity for the Panthers. All he's done this season is pass for almost 2,000 yards and 22 touchdowns. So he's been impressive, and he'll be the guy that will determine the success of the Panthers tonight.
On the other side, Ryan Allgood, the senior, he's the touchdown guy.
He is. 17 total touchdowns, 7 of those through the air, or 10 of those through the air, I believe, and 7 rushing. So 17 total TDs for him. He is a big part of the offense. He's the steady man over there for the Wildcats, and he'll be the key to the game for them tonight.
Our third member of the crew, Christina Chambers, down on the sideline. Good evening, Christina.
Good evening, guys. Both these teams haven't won a region title since the early and late 90s. I know you mentioned that this is a must-win region game for one of these teams. Now, there was a time when Enterprise was a state powerhouse under former head coach Bill Bacon, who won Enterprise its 2 and only 2 state titles in 79 and 82. And that's why head coach David Faulkner wanted a coach here. He wanted to bring back that tradition and excellence that Coach Bacon brought years ago. As for Smith Station, they made it to the state title game in 88 and 89. They lost both those and haven't been back since. So both these teams are working to rebuild to be a contender in this new 7A classification.
All right, Christina, thank you. It's real simple. In order to win a state title, you got to make the playoffs. That makes this game very important tonight as the Wildcats play host to the Panthers in 7A Region 2. We'll have the kickoff coming up on Thursday Night Touchdowns.
I'm Steve Savarese, Executive Director of the Alabama High School Athletic Association. Unfortunately, in our society, winning has come before everything. But if winning comes at the expense of good sportsmanship, then nothing is gained in the long run. Good sportsmanship is the result of a disciplined effort to respect yourself, your opponents, and to practice the golden rule. Always remember, good sports are winners.
2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
If you're involved in a car crash where a driver's been drinking,
you're 4 times more likely to die.
more people die when it's DUI.
A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Look, I got it. Doctor, I got it.
Jack, Jack, Jack for more.
Enterprise and Smith Station, Class 7A, Region 2. Our second week in a row in the Wiregrass area here in Southeast Alabama. Pretty good crowd on hand here on this Thursday night. Very important game, Mike. As we've said, you can't set it any more than that. This is practically a playoff game.
Well, it is. And Jason Dukes, the first-year head coach at Smith Station, talked to me about that this week, and he said it's definitely going to be a playoff atmosphere for both teams. He said we want to beat them bad, and they want to beat us bad. And he said, you know, in order for us to keep our hopes alive, we've got to win, and they do too. So there's a lot on the line in this ball game tonight.
Hunter Nicholson will kick for Enterprise in the all-blue tonight. That's their traditional look. The helmets in blue with white numerals and white stripe. Smith Station in the white with the silver pants and the black helmets, and we're underway. A low-lying kick that'll come down at the 10. Fielded there. And the Panthers will take it up to about the 25, 26-yard line where they'll start 1st and 10 with their quarterback, Dalton Sinkfield.
And Dalton Sinkfield's been impressive. You know, Coach Dukes couldn't say enough about this young man. First year to start as a varsity player. All he did in his very first ball game, Graham, was throw for over 400 yards. That's a way to start the season in your first ever varsity start. And he's been impressive the entire season, and they will ride him tonight. Him and his arm and the core of receivers for the Panthers.
They will be in the spread most of the evening. Sinkfield will take most of the snaps in shotgun, and he'll look to throw on the first play. And it is complete. And a quick pass out of bounds for about 6 yards to Austin Taylor, the junior.
And you see the kind of passes that they throw. I think a lot of the passing attack for Smith Station is more short to mid-range passes than they are down the field bombs. So you're going to see a lot of these type passes all night long. Backs out of the backfield. Going to get a lot of receivers involved. As you see, they've got the field spread all the way out.
And we have our first malfunction of the night, and it's with the chains across the way.
Yep.
I think the box got wrapped up in the chain. It's okay, though. 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard gain. Smith Station will run one back set most of the night, and that back is usually K.J. Johnson, who's back there now, and he has the handoff. And he'll drag a tackler across the 35 for what looks to be a first down. Brendan Donovan on the stop, but not before the Panthers, I believe, have their initial first down of the night. They'll move the chains.
K.J. Johnson is rushed for 381 yards and a couple of touchdowns. He's also caught 22 passes on the season, so he's a definite target out of the backfield.
We'll give you the starters for the Smith Station offense in just a second. 1st and 10, ball just outside the 35. Sinkfield to throw again, complete. Trey Trimble, he is the leading receiver. He'll drag a tackler to midfield for another Smith Station first down. And we'll give Asante Ralph, who's the leading tackler for Enterprise, credit for the tackle.
Well, that's the 40th catch of the season for Trey Trimble right there, Graham, and he's got good size, 6'5" at that receiver position. He's going to be a matchup problem for the Wildcats all night.
Ball sitting at midfield after the 14-yard catch. 1st and 10, Smith Station. Johnson again with Sinkfield, and we will get a flag thrown. Somebody moved early. May have been this right side of the offensive line.
I believe it was the right tackle who maybe flinched when Enterprise did a little shift on the front line right there, and I believe they caused a flinch by the right tackle.
So a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 now for the Panthers. Again, their record 5-3, 1-3 in region play, but just as you would see, it's a matter of who you've played at this point. And just because they're 2 games under 500 in the region does not mean that the Panthers are out of the playoff contention. And another flag going down, and I believe this time it was the left guard.
I believe you're right, and it's both times it's been when Enterprise has shifted on that defensive line.
This may not be an appropriate time to mention who those linemen are, but I'll go ahead and do that. As you got Dwan Simmons at right guard, he's a senior. Bradley Keeter is the center, wearing number 60. Daryl Morgan is the right guard at number 74, and Tyler Wilkerson, a junior, is the left tackle, number 79. This is a relatively young group for head coach Jason Dukes. And you can say the same thing for Enterprise. Quick pass, complete, Trimble, but he has nowhere to go. Once he makes the catch, he'll pick up about 4 yards.
Got most of one of those penalties back on that play. But Coach Jason Dukes told me, Graham, in this spread offense, he said when people run the spread, a lot of people have different purposes in the spread. Some teams run the spread to run the ball, some teams to throw it, some people to have balance. He said it really depends on your personnel. And he says that Smith Station is not that big up front, so they try to get the ball, get rid of it quickly, and get it to playmakers in space.
2nd and 16. Johnson will get across the 45, up close to the 48.
One thing Coach Duke said he likes to do with his offense, Graham, is instead of playing 11 on 11, he likes to isolate and play 2 on 2 or 3 on 3 and diminish the game to that. And he believes he's got some athletes that can make big plays in those situations.
And when you've got a stud who can run,
yes,
that's what you can do. And certainly Smith Station have got some guys who could make you miss. Possession down now on 3rd and 12. Sinkfield gets a new play from the sideline. And Coach Dukes and his staff. 2 wide outs either side. Johnson in the backfield, and it's another penalty on Smith Station. Their 3rd on this series. This one a delay of game.
Sinkfield was clapping, trying to get his center to snap the ball, and just a little bit late doing that. So that's going to make the distance a little bit greater for him here.
And you would agree with me, Mike, that this is sometimes the difference in a 2-2 record, 1-3 record.
Oh, absolutely. Little things like this, you know, the 2 false start penalties that put them in a hole, and now this delay of game penalty on a manageable 3rd down situation makes it a little less manageable by increasing the distance.
They've got to get to the Enterprise 40 on 3rd and about 18. They're going to throw it deep and over the head of everybody, incomplete. In fact, the closest man to that one was the defensive back, Amon Glover, for the Wildcats. So that'll send in the punter for Smith Station, as they are unable to move the ball. Well, they got it to the 50 on their first possession, but then went backwards.
Tommy Abbott is the punter for the Panthers. Wears number 51.
We've had another stoppage in play. I don't know if we've got the wrong football out there. Apparently that's the case. You know, these punters, I like their own football.
Oh, yeah, they got to have their, you know, Ray Guy used to do that.
Exactly. Now, you can't put helium in it anymore.
Yeah, I remember. I remember all those accusations that went around.
Oh, wow.
Who was it? Skip Johnston, the punter at Auburn?
Yeah, he was the Gaylord Perry of football. What are you talking about? No, Ray Guy was a fantastic punter. If you don't know who he is, he punted back in the day, back in the 60s and 70s for the Oakland Raiders from Southern Miss.
Had a 92-yard punt. It's one of the longest I've ever heard of.
Now it takes an Enterprise roll, and it is down at the 32-yard line. We'll take a timeout. Enterprise with their first possession coming up.
I got a call from Ashley, one of my customers, because
it looks like there's been some sort of explosion.
There is soot everywhere, all over this house, and she finds something very strange.
Someone's been here.
Call 911. I'll be right there.
I came home.
It turns out someone tried to break into her house, and they got stuck in the chimney. Ashley was covered for the damage to the chimney and the cleanup.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Hi, I'm Ron Joyner with Weatherproof Lifetime Metal Roofing. I introduced myself to you last year about this time with these words. Asphalt shingles are designed to fail, and metal roofing is designed to last a lifetime. So grab that phone, give us a call, make an appointment, and I'll personally come out and show you why Weatherproof really does care about you, the customer, and I'll bring the coffee if you like.
Office buildings, apartment buildings, houses. Most of them have heating and air conditioning systems. That's why there's a need for HVAC technicians. As a professional HVAC technician, you can work for a large or small company, or you could eventually own your own company. You could make a stable living for you and your family. Start your career as an HVAC technician at Fortis.
Call Fortis College now at 800-555-7600.
Annie's Cafe in downtown Enterprise, 212 North Main Street. Best home cooking in Enterprise. Annie was kind enough tonight to feed us. Man, did she feed us.
Did she?
It was fantastic. Great reviews from the crew, and we can definitely give her a big thumbs up.
We can definitely vouch, absolutely.
We appreciate Jeff and Matt Larson at Annie's Cafe for providing us the dinner tonight. Again, that's Annie's Cafe, downtown Enterprise, 212 North Main Street. So the Enterprise Wildcats with their first possession of the night and our first chance to see Ryan Allgood, the senior quarterback. 68 for 43 and throwing the football. He's got 1,184, almost 1,200 yards, and he's going to throw it right off the bat. A quick pass in the flat. That one's complete to Jacob Sullivan for about a 5-yard gain. And let's meet Annie's with Christina.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Jessica Larson with Annie's Cafe, who they were very kind enough to feed us today. You guys bought Annie's Cafe 6 years ago and have totally revamped your menu. What is your specialty? Obviously, we got to try some of it today.
We've been voted best burger for 5 years now, and we just got voted best steak in the Wiregrass, and basically everything's just cooked fresh, cooked to order, and we just have a large variety in our menu.
What kind of atmosphere do you guys have at your restaurant?
We pride on just having a family-run business, and we're very family-friendly, and basically just the hometown spot to eat.
But you guys are closed on the weekends. What are your hours of operation?
Monday through Friday, we serve breakfast from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and lunch and dinner menu from 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m.
May have to check out their breakfast, guys.
You know what? I don't know if she stays open after midnight. It's about what time we get through here.
Yeah.
We might need to check it out. You saw the run by Allgood to pick up their first down of the contest, and it is in his Smith Station territory. And he'll try it again, this time on the right side. Spun for a couple, down to about the 46. Allgood, the senior. He's joined by Dejon Flowers in the backfield. He's going to have 3 or 4 wide receivers out there most of the time. Sincere Flowers, Alex Hale, Jared C., Jacob Sullivan, Trey Brooks, all of them will be on the field most of the time. 2nd and 7 at the Smiths 46. Just underway, about halfway through the first quarter, no score. Good to throw. That one tipped up in the air and complete. And I think that was Austin Taylor.
I think you're right. I think Austin Taylor is the guy that got the hand on that, and had the safety back there not come up to help, he might have had a pick right there as that ball was tipped up in the air, but it was tipped into a blank spot on the field. And Enterprise gets to retain possession.
So a 3rd down, again from the 46. Flowers, the lone setback, Allgood to throw again. Near sideline, pass caught, and still on his feet is C out of bounds. He'll get close to the 25, but a first down for the Wildcats.
A nice pass right there. Ball covered a lot of ground, Graham, coming from basically rolling to the right, throwing back to the left. And you're going to see here, ball stays in the air a long time, but the receiver was open, perfectly thrown ball, and a good run after the catch.
The yak, as we call it, 21 yards.
Yep.
And a first down at the 25. Enterprise trying to draw first blood. Flowers dances for a couple. We'll give him 2. Makoja Johnson was there for the stop. They'll give him a yard, actually. Set his knee down at the 24, so 2nd and 9. Great atmosphere here in Enterprise, and as we go through the night, we'll tell you not only about the tradition, but what this community went through a few years ago as Flowers is pushed out of bounds. And I believe he got another first down. He's right at the stick at the 15. But this is a brand new facility, and the reason, obviously, the tornado that came through a few years ago and devastated not only this, but the school as well.
Exactly, and a beautiful facility out here now, Graham. High school in a totally different location in this beautiful stadium that they've built. And it is a great sign of a community pulling together and recovering after a tragic event. And that one was in 2007 when that tornado hit, and not the big tornado day that a lot of people think about or might associate with this. This was totally different a few years before that one, which I think was in April 2011. This one occurred in March of 2007.
Yeah, and there was death in the high school.
Yep.
In that dreadful day in March. And it's a day that I'll never forget because I remember I was sent home in my Montgomery office and told, go home and protect yourself because, of course, we were just north of Enterprise and the terrible weather that we had that day. But it took them a few years. They're starting and have gotten back, I think, emotionally.
Right.
And the facilities here are fantastic. They were already pretty good.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, Enterprise High School has always had top-notch facilities, and now they're even better. And I just love this. First time I've been here to the new stadium. It's fantastic.
It's beautiful. It is really nice, and it's a testament to the will of these people to have something like this.
They've got the facility to go along with the tradition. Third and a yard. Flowers has it and more inside the 10, out of bounds. First down, Enterprise.
Well, the Wildcats are putting together an excellent drive right here, Graham. They have mixed the run and the pass on this drive, and they are being very effective offensively against this basically 3-4 Smith Station defense.
That was Wimberly that came up with the stop. Now first and goal.
Wildcats are 3 for 3 on third down, by the way.
And Flowers again spins to the 5. Hit first by number 4, Tyler Jefferson, a sophomore. You're going to hear the word sophomore used a lot.
Quite a
with
lot.
Smith Station.
Quite a
they
lot.
have several that start, several that play. And that's one thing that I know Jason Dukes and David Faulkner both talked about. They're both very young teams.
They're very excited about the future for both of these teams.
And why not? You got a lot of them out there playing.
Absolutely. A lot of them getting game action under their belts, and it's going to pay dividends starting next year.
Maybe this year. One of these teams wins tonight. They've got a good shot at making the postseason. You see the step off against Enterprise for illegal procedure. You never like that at any point in time, but you really don't like it when you're
really
inside
don't like
the
it
10.
down there close. That's right. That's what makes coaches go bald.
Second and goal at the 10, just outside the 10. 2 wide out, split either side. All good. Sets up the screen. Flowers grabs it, looking for a block. Inside the 5, down to the 2.
Just a nice little leisurely one-handed grab there by Flowers.
No big deal.
No big deal, none at all.
Great catch by the young man. It was Edmonds with a tackle, but let's look at it again.
Very well executed screen. You saw the rush from Smith Station. It was set nicely out there by the lineman, and a great grab and run by Flowers.
And Mike got a little help from an illegal block. I don't know if you saw that, but hey, they'll take it. Third and goal, the Wildcat. And did he get in?
He did.
Touchdown, and I'm checking the number. Is that all good?
That was all good, I believe, yes.
I'm sorry, I thought that was a running back, but it was all good for the score. So Enterprise on the board first. And it comes with just over 4.5 to play here in the first quarter.
Just a straight keeper, and I tell you, Graham, Enterprise pulling a few plays out of the Auburn playbook. You know, they are looking a little bit, Allgood's looking a little bit like Nick Marshall on some of these plays with the zone read, the quarterback draw, and now that straight keeper right there. And that's part of that offense.
Well, I hope he doesn't take this wrong, but that reminded me a little bit of Driscoll at Florida.
Absolutely.
I mean, kind of the way a Tim Tebow run would look.
Right.
And we've got a flag thrown against Smith Station on the extra point. But just stick your head in there and go. 12 plays, 68 yards, go the Wildcats on their first possession of the night. The extra point attempt is up and good by Nicholson. So the homestanding Enterprise Wildcats with the lead 7-0 with 4:34 to play. We'll be back at Wildcat Stadium after a quick timeout.
Doing nice things for people and the cars they drive. Red Basil and Son. We gotta do it right, do what you expect. You gotta get the best service you can get. For over 40 years it's been our attitude. Taking care of you, doing nice things for people and the cars they drive. red basil and sun.
At Baumhauer's, we're all about great sports, legendary food, and Southern pride. That's why we're serving up all your Southern favorites, like our tangy grilled fish salad, hot Bama brown, and our famous wings. And it wouldn't be the South if it didn't have a little kick, like a homemade gumbo and wild Gulf shrimp and grits. And don't forget our mouthwatering desserts like Bama Nana Pudding or strawberry shortcake. So call the gang and put a little South in your mouth.
Out of 89 Renaissance hotels in North America, the spa at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery was ranked #1 as of August 2014. Out of 358 Marriott hotels, the spa at the Marriott Shoals was ranked #1. 3 other spas on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail also rank in the top 7. Clearly, world-class golf and the best spas for 2014 are in Sweet Home, Alabama. Call 800 Marriott to find out more.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this diamond anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit our park today!
Well, a little variety on that 12-play drive for Enterprise to take the lead, and it was Flowers doing most of the damage.
6 touches, 28 yards out of the 68 on that drive, but who was the guy that got the TD? The guy we talked about in the open, Mr. Touchdown.
Oh, yes, they called him. No, I'm not going to sing.
The 18th touchdown of the season for Allgood.
I think we just lost half our viewers.
I think so. I think they're now watching the Thursday Night NFL.
Long kick to the 2. And a good run back across the 20 to about the 24. Renault Williams. And let's see what Christina has going on down on the field.
Well, guys, I'm with Sergeant First Class Melody Fortune with the Army National Guard. You are a graduate of Enterprise High School. How does it feel to be back on campus recruiting these high school students to join the National Guard?
It feels unbelievable. It's a true honor. It's very exciting how sometimes in your life you come full circle. These are some of the best kids in the entire nation.
What are some of the benefits of joining the Army National Guard?
For high school students, there are college benefits. There's a Montgomery GI Bill. There are all kinds of programs you can get into as far as military connected. You get your ID card right off the bat. They're just the camaraderie is fabulous. The physical fitness training that you do, you get conditioned to be very successful when you go off to basic and AIT.
What kind of jobs do you guys offer?
We have a full variety because of our mission. Our mission is to help with natural disasters. So we have anything from communications to military police to logistics to supply to mechanics, you name it. And it's an open field. We're not cutting back. We're not cutting back on natural disasters, so it's wide open right now.
Obviously, you recruit on campus, but what about to those viewers who want to find out more information? Where can they go?
We have several different avenues they can take. We have we have Facebook. We have the National Guard website. We have the National Guard, the new
The new app. You guys have
the new app. Yeah, the new app, the National Guard, Alabama National Guard app. That's fantastic. And you can always text one of us, and it'll put you in touch with me or your recruiter in your area.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thank you. 3rd down, and that pass way over the head of the intended receiver, which was Austin Taylor. So a 3 and out for Smith Station, and they're going to have to punt again. But one thing I noticed, Mike, that on those 2 running plays we watched, they were really coming after it, stunning and tightening those corners.
You're right. I think there was some slant stunts in there, and they really closed down the middle and closed in on those plays quickly. And Sinkfield was on the run that time to his left, rolling to his left to try to turn his body and throw that direction. That's a tough throw to make, and he just overthrew it in that situation, so the Panthers have to punt again.
2nd punt of the night coming for Tommy Abbott. Good snap. He'll get this one away. It's a line drive kick. Taken at the 45. Jones brought down. Now flag comes in late.
Well, I kind of wondered. I saw the play, and I kind of wondered where the flag was. I thought Thought he might get away with one there, but I believe it's going to be a block in the back.
It was a 38-yard punt. It looks like they're going to add at least 10
it's
more.
It's going to take place right there.
Yep.
And I saw that when it happened, and I was like, well, that looks like it could be a block in the back.
Renaud Sistruck there. Unfortunately, Renaud, we were able to see who the penalty was that time, so they'll mark it apparently from about the 35. So this drive for the Wildcats just start on about the 25 when they get that all figured out.
And I'll tell you what let's do. They've got Renaud Sistruck. Smith Station has Ronald Williams, but he goes by Bull. So from this point forward, I'm going to call him Bull, and that way I don't get Renaud and Ronald mixed up.
Yeah.
So I'm apt to do that sometimes.
Yeah, you know, that's part of your job. Make sure we don't get mixed up on names. So let's keep that in mind. You may have to write that down for me at some point. Ball is at the 25, 1st and 10.
Normally when you hear the nickname Bull, you're going to think it's a linebacker or a fullback or some big burly guy like Larry Zonka, and not a fleet-footed defensive back like Ronald Williams.
You've obviously never been chased by a bull before.
True.
Quick outlet pass, complete, and good yardage on 1st down. As Allgood finds Jared C. for his first reception of the night, and it's good for about 18 yards.
And Graham, I'm really noticing how similar these offenses are. They like to do the same things. I believe Enterprise probably runs the ball a little better than Smith Station, but on their passing game, they really like to throw the same kind of routes and the same passes.
This time they fake the outlet pass and go deep, and that one knocked away at the last minute. Great recovery by Ronald Williams. There's that guy you were just talking about,
yeah.
Bull
Williams.
And he will save what would have been a big play for Enterprise.
Coach Duke says Bull Williams is one of the best cover corners he's ever had the opportunity to coach, and he said he really does a great job, and look for him to possibly get some all-star type nods coming up.
Little trouble with a snap, pass to Flowers, and he's close to a 1st down. Driven out of bounds by Amante Caban, who will hear his name a lot tonight. He is already committed to the University of Louisville.
Yep, and it is a verbal commitment, so he doesn't have to go to Louisville, but Coach Jason Duke said he will definitely play Division I football on Saturdays next year. Probably at Louisville, but you never know. Sometimes things happen late in the recruiting process, and the right school that he's always wanted to go to may come along.
3rd and 3, and now a flag. They're going to stop the play, and this probably is going to go against Enterprise. And I go back to what I said about Smith Station. The reason why Enterprise has had some struggles in some games, what you just saw.
Right.
Big 5-yard penalty. Doesn't seem like it's very big at the moment, but it was a much shorter yardage needed for 1st down.
And also they had momentum going, and we're on a little bit of a roll there, and this causes a lull in the action and breaks that momentum, that train that they had going. So we'll see what happens.
You hear the term NASCAR. I don't know that they're quite there yet, but there's something to be said for keeping that motor revving. Allgood looking deep, nowhere to go. He'll run for it. 1st down across the 50, and he'll slide across the 45, and he'll get another 1st down. Tackle was made by number 9, Jacob Favors.
A really good decision by Allgood. You see the all-out rush right here. I think Smith Station brought just about everybody, and once they got in the backfield, the field opened up, and Allgood made a nice decision right there to keep it and got a lot of yards, 15 yards on the play.
1st and 10, Flowers pushed out of bounds inside the 38, maybe the 37. Again, it was Favors along with Miguel Lawrence on the stop, but not before about a 5-yard gain.
Well, we mentioned Caban, Graham, but there's 2 guys there in the middle, Veda King. Those 2 linebackers are the main guys for the Panthers, and they're going to be looked to make a lot of the stops.
Allgood got a little quick on the pass there. He threw it behind the intended receiver, Sincere Flowers. In fact, looked like Flowers was on the post route, and the quarterback, Allgood, thought it might have been a stop and go.
Right.
So Now 3rd and 5. They need the 33 for a first down. One back set. Fake handoff, looking deep. Going to the end zone. Touchdown!
Well, what a nice throw by Allgood right there. He put that ball over the outside shoulder where only his receiver had an opportunity to catch the ball, and thankfully he had the hands and held on as he hit the ground.
That's Trey Brooks, his 5th touchdown of the year.
Over that outside shoulder, he's the only person who has an opportunity to catch that football, and he holds on for the score.
So 13-0. The quick strike offense for the Wildcats. Trying to tack on the extra point, but they'll have to wait a second as another flag comes in. This one again against Smith Station.
Offside again. That's 2 straight extra point tries. They've been offside. And Graham, I'm going to tell you, Jason Dukes did not want to see this. He did not want to get in a hole this quickly in the ball game. And he's got to get his offense untracked here on this next possession, and they need to make something happen. They haven't been on the field long enough to make very many things happen offensively.
Yeah, they had a little bit of success in their first possession. But that second one, as that kick is up and through to make it 14-0, 7 plays, 76 yards, capped by the touchdown pass to Trey Brooks.
And one thing Jason Dukes did tell me, Graham, about his defense, he said really their Achilles heel all year had been the big play. He said sometimes we just can't keep from giving up that big play. I know he feels like probably their best overall game of the year was against Central Phoenix City. He said, I think we played up to that level. We played hard, we played good. We're in there strong with them. He said, of course, at the end of the first half, we give them a Hail Mary that gets tipped up and it gets caught in the end zone. And he said that was a big score for them. And he said, but that's an example. Our Achilles heel has been that big play. And a big pass play right there, 38-yard touchdown pass, is the telltale sign on that drive.
Yeah, both of these teams have some impressive wins. And right now, really and truly, the difference in being in the playoffs and not being in the playoffs for both of these teams is a loss to Jeff Davis.
Right.
The Volunteers out of Montgomery. And they're sitting right there with them with basically the same record. End-over-end kick that'll go into the end zone, and we've got another flag down, and
this time
wipe out.
This time it's going to be offside on Enterprise, I believe, from where that flag was thrown. So that was a really good kick. That was a strong kick.
Went right into the end zone. There's your totals, 144 to 21.
Wow.
Enterprise.
Smith Station only 9 plays so far in the game.
But they have the offense to bring them back quickly.
They have the offense and the athletes. They've just got to put the right play together to get something sparked here.
You know, we talked about Trey Trimble before we came on the air, and I'm sure we'll hear his name a lot as we go through for the Panthers. 6'5", 185. And quite frankly, Enterprise, their secondary, not real tall, not real big. So we'll see how that plays out as we go through it. This time at the 10, what a difference. So instead of at the 20, Smith Station is going to get about 5 yards.
Hello, welcome to Enterprise.
Are you saying Bill Bacon would have been proud of that tackle?
I think Bill Bacon would have been very proud of that one.
The name of that truck was Trayvon Dunlap. So 1st and 10 at the 25. So that worked out about right. 5-yard penalty to get 5 more yards to start the play.
You're talking about Trayvon Trimble and his size. You know, he reminds me of a kid that played at one of the schools that I coached at back in the early 90s, who went on to a lot of success in college and the NFL, and that Terrell Owens, 6'4". Terrell was a little bit bigger than 185, though. Terrell was about 200, 205.
And that was a bad pass on the case of Sinkfield. That one almost intercepted by Darius Curse. So it'll be 2nd and 10. I just hope if he does make it to the NFL, he doesn't stomp on the Cowboy star.
Well, and I hope he doesn't hire the same agent.
Yes.
Because I believe the whole problem with Terrell, especially later in his career, was his agent. I think his agent was encouraging a lot of those behaviors.
But the talent, I'm sure that would be great. That one is intercepted, and it's a free sail into the end zone. Touchdown, Curse.
Wow. Darius Kearse right there. And that's a dangerous pass to throw, Graham, out in the flat, especially into coverage. And that was almost too easy for Enterprise right there.
The sophomore, as you see his size, only 5'7", but it was almost like he was the intended receiver.
You're going to see him just step right in front of Trimble right there. And Trimble, you know, at that 6'5" height, Sinkfield could have thrown that ball a little higher, probably got it over.
The extra point is up and good. Well, that's one thing. If you're going to use a guy's size, you can't throw it that low.
That's true. If you want him to go up and get it, you're going to have to put it up there where he can go get it. And, you know, I think pretty soon, Graham, when Smith Station gets the ball back, they're going to start having to try to get the ball downfield. And we talked a little bit about their favorite passing routes are the short, medium-range passes, backs out of the backfield, doing a lot of things and getting their playmakers in space to try to make plays on their ability. Now they're going to have to try to get the ball down the field and eat some yardage on some of these passes, and it might be a little difficult against Enterprise.
Good look there at the eyes of Sinkfield. He never took him off of his intended receiver.
Right.
And obviously Kearse reading that just right. That's his second interception of the year, his first pick 6 of the year, and he's a happy fella here as we have 1:10 to go in the first period. We've enjoyed our musical exploits here. We have I guess, what is he, a DJ?
Hey, one of the first times I've ever been to a football game that had a DJ. Now, I've seen him at basketball and other events, but one of the few times I've been to a football game where they have a DJ, and boy, he's got some equipment.
Yes,
I'm going to tell you. This is a pretty big venue, and he fills it up.
Indeed. So the kickoff, 21-0 Enterprise. High end over end kick down to the 5. Jefferson cuts through, got a little room, still on his feet, 40, and it's the kicker that'll make the tackle, and quite frankly, he tripped him.
He did.
Amani Reedy with a return.
And I'm trying to see, is there a flag over there?
Well, that's big Jason Dukes, the head coach, asking why there's not one on the field, but
and I don't know if
let's see what Christina's got down on the sidelines. Christina?
Well, guys, you mentioned the DJ earlier. I talked to Coach Faulkner before the game, and I said, do you always have a DJ at your games? He said, no, mainly for the big ones. We had one at homecoming, and we had one today. This is Enterprise's first time to play on live TV, so it's extremely loud down here when the DJ's playing, but it definitely amps up the crowd and the team, guys.
So they brought it just because Christina was here so she could show a little dance move. I didn't know that. The draw play. Oh. Big stick. Oh, my goodness.
Another one of those welcome to Enterprise, you know.
Again, that was Brandon Donovan on the tackle of Marquise Bowens, backup running back. A good gain, though, at 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1. But Smith Station needs to put together something here to get back in it, down 21 in the first period. Sinkfield will get the first down himself. Plenty of room to run, and then he takes a seat at the Enterprise 44.
Quite literally takes a seat.
Literally, yes. We're seeing that more.
Yep.
You know, telling quarterbacks to get down. It doesn't matter what level of football. I think everybody agrees, whether you like it or not, he is the most important player on your offense.
Well, and for Sinkfield, running is not the big part of his game, so you definitely don't want him taking a lot of shots running the football.
3 wide outs near side on 1st and 10. Looking again left side. Another throw that's picked off. Donovan to the 30. First down Enterprise, and almost the exact same play.
And well, again, Graham, you're going to look. Sinkfield really never took his eyes off the primary receiver, and the linebacker there for Enterprise, Brendan Donovan, just read his eyes and stepped right in front of the throw. That's one thing a young quarterback does sometimes, you know, no matter what level they are, and another pick for Enterprise.
So the Wildcats have it back. We'll take a break. It's 21-0, home team.
Text CLEAN34 to 24247 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at discount cleaners in Enterprise.
The leaves are falling, and so are our prices. Take advantage of New Bath's Fall Blowout Sale and transform your bathroom in time for the holidays. Get payments as low as $89 per month. Call New Bath today.
Since 1967, Cuts Restaurant and Enterprise, a family tradition, yours and ours. Cuts is the best in so many ways. Best home cooking, best chili dogs, and one of the best 100 places to eat in Alabama. But don't take my word, tasting is believing. Cafeteria-style dining featuring a variety of delicious home-cooked dishes, from barbecue to butter beans, from fried chicken to chocolate pie. Now taking orders for Thanksgiving and Christmas dressing, turkeys, hams, pies, and trimmings. Cuts Restaurant, East Lee Street, Enterprise. Text CLEAN34 to 24247 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at discount cleaners in Enterprise.
Are you looking for the best price on a new Ford truck? For over 4 decades, Bondi's Volume has made us a top 25 Ford truck dealer in the Southeast. That includes big cities like Atlanta and Birmingham. Now, what does being a top 25 Ford truck dealer mean to you? Volume means selection, savings, and top dollar for trade-ins. Because we sell so many, we pass the savings on to you. True top 25 Ford truck volume savings, only at Bondi's Ford Lincoln on Traders Hill.
Halloween is around the corner, but New Bath's super low prices are anything but scary. We offer designer choices, quick installation, and payments as low as $89 per month. Call now and receive a Bathroom Ideas Guide absolutely free.
Text CLEAN34 to 24247 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at discount cleaners in Enterprise.
This year, our Alabama State Parks are celebrating their 75th anniversary. To learn more about our amazing Alabama State Parks, download their new mobile app. Go to alapark.com. That's ALAPARK.com. Click on the link for a free download. Second turnover of the night, and Enterprise back at it again, this time as we start the second quarter. Another pick, this time by the linebacker, sets it up. They've got it at the 28. And Deshaun Flowers breaks outside, and he's going to end up losing a yard, which is basically what would have happened had he gone straight ahead. Let's see what Christina's got down on the field again.
All right, well, I'm with Kevin Jones with the Alabama State Parks. This is your 75th anniversary. How are you guys celebrating?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks to Raycom for having us out here tonight. What a great night for high school football. Great, can't beat the weather. You know, this year is a big year for us. It's our 75th anniversary. We've got a lot of stuff going on. One of the neat things we've got is a new smartphone app. It's a free app. It's available for all iPhones or Android users. And to combine that, we also are approaching our fall leaf color season. And the fall is a really popular time at the state parks. We've got fantastic parks in the northern part of the state that offer a great experience, similar to what you would find in the Smoky Mountains. So we're real proud of both of those combinations.
And if you want to go to the state park, you can also navigate through this new app that you guys have.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a great point. It's great for that. It's a tool it's called the Pocket Ranger, so it's really intended to help guide you through the park. So visiting one of our state parks for a fall leaf color tour and using that app as a tool to help navigate you along the trails, whether you're hiking or biking or just having some kind of family adventure, it's great for that. It's got nice GPS features and a lot of social networking share features as well. And it's just a great way to enjoy the park, and we're proud of it.
All right, thank you so much.
Right, thank you.
Fourth down as we, for the first time, talk about a fourth down situation for Enterprise.
Right, and just watching the plays here, Graham, Smith Station's defense came out with a little bit more intensity on this drive after that turnover, and they've done well at stretching plays out and wreaking a little havoc on the Enterprise offense.
And it looks like we're going to get a timeout taken. It is by the Wildcats.
I believe the play clock was about to go out.
You're kind of in no man's land here, though. Fourth down and about 12 at the 30. You need to get to the 18-yard line, but too far for a field goal, too close for a punt.
Yep, you got to have it. You got to have a special kicker if you're going to send him out there for a 47, 48-yard attempt, and not a lot of high schools have that luxury.
So David Faulkner gathers his team. And one more time to look at the interception, the second of the night for Smith Station.
And you can see it on that angle. Sinkfield really looking at that inside receiver, and the linebacker just read his eyes and was in the right place.
That return 32 yards. But right now anyway, Smith Station has bullied up a little bit and trying to hold Enterprise to no points after this second turnover.
This is a point in the game, Graham, whether you're a coordinator or just a staff coach or whatever, this is where you get in some guys' faces and you start challenging them a little bit, saying, hey, we got to do something here. Somebody's got to step up and make some plays, and you got to try to do something to fire some guys up. And looks like that's been happening on the Smith Station sideline because they've gotten after Enterprise a little bit on this drive.
Your season's on the line, even here early in the first half, in the second quarter, early second quarter. Your playoff dreams are gone if you lose this one. 4th and 12, all good. Throwing it downfield, complete. Brooks gets to the 10-yard line. First down, Enterprise.
Well, a nice route by Brooks right there. He's going to run, and then he's just going to stop and do a little sit-down route down there just beyond the sticks, and first down, Enterprise.
And the Wildcats in the hurry-up. They'll snap it from the 11. Flowers, left side, cutting across down to the 6. He'll get about 5. Ortez on the stop. Anthony Ortez, the linebacker, sophomore. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Ortez has been very active from his outside linebacker spot tonight.
Again, quick snap. All good, straight ahead. Hit there, but he'll fall forward for a couple more. And that's the kind of quarterback you love to see that. And I'll tell you, I saw him play against Jeff Davis about, I think it was the 3rd week of the season. He is a much improved quarterback from what I saw then.
Well, he's a tough runner. We've seen him a few times. He doesn't mind getting up in there in traffic and sticking his head in.
3rd, and we'll call it 3. All good gets the signals. Again, one back set. And they'll run the option. He'll keep it. And I don't think he got the first down, but he's close.
He took a shot right there about the 2-yard line.
Caban came up to make a stop. And so now do you kick it or do you go for it?
I believe, let's see.
Looks like they're putting in the big uglies.
Yep.
And they're going to go for it. The heavy package, as we call it. They need a yard for first down, and now the play stopped.
I think Smith Station got that timeout. I'm not sure.
That is going to be the case, yes. So timeout, Panthers. 9:47 left here in the first half. Well, if you're Smith Station, no, the game's not over if you allow a touchdown here, but it's going to make it a mighty big hill to climb.
Well, and you're also going to find out if you're Jason Dukes over there, you're going to find out a lot about your team if Enterprise scores right here. Are they going to stay with me and fight their way back into this game, or are we just going to lay down and play this one out and get it over with and go ahead and finish the season? But he's going to find out a lot about his guys if Enterprise scores right here. But he can also, I guarantee you, just like I was talking about a few minutes ago, there's some challenging going on over there amongst those white shirts. Those coaches are in there. They're getting in some people's faces, and they're challenging them to do their jobs here on this play and keep them from getting a first down. It would be a big boost for Smith Station if they can keep them from doing so.
Talking about what Smith Station has done this year, they started off strong. They won their first 3 games. That included a win over Dothan, which that's a 6A team now, but a very good 6A team. Could win their region. And then they got shut out by Prattville and then won 2 more. And right now, currently on a 2-game losing streak. They lost to Jeff Davis last week. And on the pitch on 4th down, waltzing into the end zone is number 8, And let me check that. I believe that is Ralph. So they, kind of like what we saw last week with the young man from Charles Henderson, they bring in a defensive player to score.
Yeah, went to the option play. Richard McBride last week came in, scored a couple of touchdowns for Charles Henderson, but they went to the option play here, a different look, and got the corner in an easy touchdown right there.
27-0, 28-0, as the extra point is good. 9:43 to go here in the first half. Timeout on the field. It's all Enterprise to this point.
Hand-battered tender strips, sweet maple waffle bites. Hand-battered tender strips and sweet maple waffle bites. It'll change your life. Introducing Church's Chicken and Waffle Bites. Get 3 all-white meat tender strips and 5 maple waffle bites with dipping sauce for just $3.99.
Church's Chicken, have the love.
And like always, get a great deal for the whole family.
Are you ready for action? Action Buick GMC.
Get ready, because there's never been a better time to buy a new Buick or GMC than right now. And Action Buick GMC of Dothan is the right place to be. We'll beat anybody's price on a new Buick or GMC any day of the week. Stop by and take action on your next Buick or GMC. And do it today.
Are you ready for action? Action Buick GMC.
Since 1967, Cuts Restaurant and Enterprise, a family tradition, yours and ours. Cuts is the best in so many ways. Best home cooking, best chili dogs, and one of the best 100 places to eat in Alabama. But don't take my word, tasting is believing. Cafeteria-style dining featuring a variety of delicious home-cooked dishes, from barbecue to butter beans, from fried chicken to chocolate pie. Now taking orders for Thanksgiving and Christmas dressing, turkeys, hams, pies, and trimmings. Cuts Restaurant, East Lee Street, Enterprise.
If you're in the Enterprise area, I'm going to recommend Annie's Cafe, downtown Enterprise, 212 North Main Street. The best home cooking in Enterprise. They did supply us earlier today with some great dinner. Hamburgers, we had chicken fingers. What else? Baked beans.
Baked beans,
They were
fries,
fantastic.
onion rings. I tell you, the burger was excellent, and I did hear her say a while ago that they've been ranked the top burger in the Wiregrass for several years now, and I can see why. That burger I had was outstanding.
No doubt about it. Again, thanks to Jeff and Matt Larson. Annie's Cafe, 212 North Main in Enterprise. Suddenly I feel like we're at Bryant-Denny Stadium. What's going on? I don't know what the deal is as they play Alabama. They're also playing, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Oh, yeah, I had
a lot
fun.
of Enterprise fans clapping their hands right now. They're real happy.
I was having fun during that timeout, you know. I hadn't done that song since maybe I was a kid in Sunday school, you know.
Yeah. Actually, I did it last week, but we won't talk about that. But a 28-0 lead for the Wildcats, and 14 of those points coming directly off of turnovers.
You know, and Smith Station has got to get something going, you know, and we've said that several times this year, Graham, in some of the games that we've had, and sometimes the teams have responded and sometimes they haven't, but they've got to get something going offensively.
They'd like a big return here, as bringing it back to the near side, then cuts it back to the middle, across the 20 to about the 24-yard line. So, well, let's make it about the 23-yard line. So the run by Bowens will make it 1st and 10. Smith Station looking for something to be happy and clap their hands and stomp their feet. And
yes.
Whatever else you're supposed to do in that song.
Shout hooray.
That would be, so start with a first down, I guess,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. That would get a couple of hoorays out of the Panther faithful.
And as I say that, they jump off sides.
Look like the left tackle, I believe.
Yeah, Tyler Wilkerson. And I am sensing some nerves here. I don't know. They maybe a little uptight now knowing you're down big, but
possibly.
You got to keep your head about you. And now it'll be 1st and 15. They've struggled on long situations with a long down and distance. Although they've had a couple of plays. I want to go back to that series where they had 1st and 10 about midfield.
Right.
Two consecutive
penalties.
And it's been negative ever since. They'll set up the
oh my goodness,
screen, and it's intercepted again. Kieric Amos, senior defensive end, 3rd straight time. Panthers turn it over.
And Sinkfield was just looking to get that screen over the line there.
That's 3 straight passes.
It is 3 straight that have been picked off. He was just trying to get it over the head of the rush right there to get it to the screen, and I believe the screen was set, Graham. I believe it might have been a big positive play, but he just didn't throw the ball far enough, and it gets picked off. Watch this.
But look at 39.
He's just going to try to dump it over right there, but 39 gets that paw up and then tips it to himself. A nice body awareness there and makes the catch.
We couldn't see it in the screen there, but I think Amos was anticipating that play. He noticed the set of the blockers, and he made the most of it. As the first down run, they can get a first down, I believe, or can they? As Hezekiah Woods with his first carry of the night, and he'll take it inside the 5.
I don't believe they can. The sticks are laying on the ground over there, and that usually means there's no opportunity for first down.
So we'll call it 2nd and goal at the 4.
Monty Caban lost his helmet on that play, has to come out. He'll be back in there very shortly, I guarantee you, for Smith Station.
So Enterprise all good. Straight up the middle, touchdown. 4 yards, 2nd time tonight. All good has scored for the Wildcats, and they're cruising 34-0.
Wow. Who was it that's favorite line was who to thunk it?
Not what you expect. Both of these teams coming in, knowing the circumstances. One of them struggling right now, and I think you can figure out by the score which one that is. The extra point is up and good. 35-0. We've still got 9 minutes to go in the first half. We've had this happen a couple of times on Thursday night touchdowns. We saw it down in Sweetwater. One of the best teams in the state in 2A with Washington County. They just laid it on in the first half and kind of cruised in the second half. But I don't even think it was this dominant.
No, I don't think so either. You know, Washington County was pretty dominant that night, but not like this. You know, when it rains, it pours for Smith Station. And, you know, right now, nothing going right for the Panthers on the offensive side of the ball. And 3 straight possessions with a turnover deep in their own territory. And, you know, they've made it easy for Enterprise, especially on 21 of those points.
Well, and you had one go directly to a pick 6. The other 2 set up a short field. I might suggest a run on this first play. At least maybe get something positive.
Yeah, break up the action a little bit here. You know, try to get something going. You know, I don't know what the answer is, and I'm sure that Jason Dukes is trying to figure out the same thing. He's trying to figure out what the answer is, what he can put together to get some success.
I imagine they would like a pretty good return right here, as Reynolds Williams will try to get to the 20, and he can't even get there. As
that was Bull.
There's your man with a return. Next Thursday, we're going to go to North Alabama, and I mean North Alabama.
We are.
Hackleburg and R.A. Hubbard, 7 o'clock. This Hackleburg community, much like here in Enterprise, they had, I believe, the same time, the storm that wrecked the school, and it was just an incredible day.
Well, theirs was part of the big day of tornadoes in Alabama, I think in 2011.
So 1st and 10, and they do run it. Sinkfield takes it himself as he'll get across the 20 to the 22. But we'll have that game for you next week. All right, that's a big game because
that's going to be a good game.
It's going to decide the region.
They're 1 and 2 in the region up there, and that's going to be another big football game. A lot on the line.
Positive gain for the Panthers, 2nd and 5. And at this point, you just need to keep blasting away. I believe I see a new quarterback out there as Moss Sacamano is the quarterback. And that's not a real surprise. You figure Sinkfield's, his nerves got to be shaking a little bit.
Well, it got to be. His confidence has got to be a little shaken. But you also notice that the first 2 plays that Sacamano's touched the ball, have been running plays. The keeper, he is a different style quarterback out of this offense than Sinkfield. He's a little bigger in size, and he's not afraid to run the ball. Let's see what happens here. See if he puts his first throw in the air here or if he's going to stay on the ground.
Yeah, he stands 6'2.5", 285. Excuse me, 185. Not quite that big.
That would be huge.
He'll throw it downfield, another interception. This one is going for another 6. Another touchdown.
There's a flag on the play. I don't know what that's for. I think it was after the interception. We'll see. It may bring back the pick 6.
Dunlap with a return. We'll see what the flag will be about. Either way, it looks like it's going to be Enterprise ball again.
We're going to get the call now from the head man.
They are walking backwards.
That's going to be a block in the back.
Yep. And that'll be marked off around the 19-yard line. So
the Smith Station faithful are saying thank you, whoever did that, because it took away another touchdown. But now the defense is back on the field already, and gotta contend with this Enterprise offense.
And I think you had the same thing, Mike. Quarterback never took his eye off the receiver.
Well,
you see the result.
And I think it's just a case, Graham, with all these receivers in the spread offense, at some point you've got to go through your check downs, and you've got to find secondary receivers. And I think both quarterbacks have made the mistake of locking on their primary receiver and not looking to anybody else. And, that's just part of growing up as a quarterback.
First down pass, complete. Jacob Sullivan, the sliding catch. And that'll pick up about 2, maybe 3. Ball will be marked at the 26, second, and we'll call it 6, 7. Let's make it.
The officials
and at
finally,
this point,
finally get the ball spotted.
Well, I was waiting to see what they were going to do, and I guessed, and I guess I guessed right. Clock is running, 7:15 and counting. Flowers, big hole, cuts it outside, touchdown. 26 yards on the run, and another Enterprise touchdown.
Well, I don't think the hole that opened was the primary one for that play call, but just to the right, just to the backside of that play. Watch the cutback here, big hole right there, and once he got to the outside, nobody was going to catch him.
Untouched, Deshaun Flowers. The Enterprise fans, it's almost like they're kind of used to it. This is like the old days, isn't it?
It is.
This is the way Bill Bacon's team used to treat visitors here in Enterprise. The kick is up and good. The lead now 42-0, 7:07 to go in the first half.
Well, and that's what, 28 points off turnovers?
Yep.
And, very nearly another pick 6, but only a couple of plays after the pick there, they take advantage again. But Enterprise, I'm interested to see, Ken, you might can help us out with this, what their starting field position has been in this first half. I mean, it has been incredible how many drives they've started deep in Smith Station territory.
So another kickoff coming up for Nicholson. His legs are going to be tired here in the first half. He's ready for the break, isn't he?
He's getting plenty. He might have to ice his leg at halftime. Go get in an ice tub. You might have heard the familiar strains of whoop, there it is in the background.
I don't think that's a favorite song of Smith Station right now, I can tell you that.
Well, I can tell you when Jock Jams came out, that was a pretty cool song. But I tell you, it got old very fast.
So like a broken record, Nicholson to kick again.
Actually, yeah.
Another long, high, end-over-end kick at the 1. Williams cuts it outside across the 20, and he's just going to run it out of bounds. Actually, that was Reedy, Armani Reedy with a return to the 21. So let's see what Smith Station could do with the football this next time. We'll also check the quarterback.
Enterprise has been on the plus side of the 40-yard line on just about every possession they've had the ball game. Maybe the first possession after the kick was their only one not on the plus side. So,
and a new quarterback. Handoff going near side for about 2.
Jason Duke's doing everything he can to try to find an answer right here to get his offense stirred
why
up.
not?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, sometimes when you're a coach, you're looking for volunteers. Hey, you want to go try this?
That was Bowens with a carry, and Tyler Jefferson, a 5'11 sophomore, is the new quarterback, number 4. That you're seeing Bowens on the field.
I will just about guarantee you that Graham, this morning when Tyler Jefferson woke up, he did not think he would be in the ballgame in the second quarter.
He's going to take this one himself up close to the 30. Brought down there. There's Kearse again. We've called his name a lot here in the early part of the game.
Yep.
Sometimes for a tackle, sometimes for interception. Jack of all trades tonight. So Jefferson is your quarterback. To be quite honest, I didn't know we'd see him, and I didn't write down his stats. So we'll have to check that here momentarily. Bowens is in the backfield with him. They need the 31 for a first down, and he'll look to throw, and he'll tuck it, and does not get the first down. In fact, he can't even get to the 30. He'll get a yard, maybe 2.
He does not have a passing attempt.
Maybe that's why I didn't write it down.
And as a rusher, he's appeared in 2 games. He has 6 attempts for 19 yards, and one of those he fumbled.
And how much of this, quite frankly, is Jason Dukes, his coaching staff, frustrated, saying, if you can't do the job, I'm going to find somebody who can?
I think that's exactly what it is. And that in combination with, guys, we've got to find something that's not going to turn the football over. And that time they didn't turn it over. They got held on third down there, but they did not turn the ball over, which is a positive so far in this game for Smith Station. Unfortunately for us to say that's a positive. They had a possession where they didn't turn the ball over.
And as you were talking about the positive, they get called for a delay of game.
Yep.
They have not punted, I think maybe once.
Twice,
if at all.
maybe.
Have they punted at all? I'm checking with our statistician. No, this is their first punt. So
first punt.
Tommy Abbott averages 35 yards a kick.
Uh-oh.
And he dropped it. He'll get rid of it. It is blocked. Now they can run with it. Here comes the run. It won't be enough for the first down.
Well,
I'm checking to see who
I opened
picked
my
that up.
mouth too soon. I said they had a possession without a turnover, and what happens on fourth down?
It doesn't go as a turnover, but that's basically what it is. Keon Crawford that time had the return. But 4:37 left. Enterprise well in control. We'll be back in a moment.
Derek, what's with the scrubs?
Shh. She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Whoop. I got it. I'm a doctor. I got it.
Jack for more.
I'm Diane Bentley, Alabama's First Lady. Over 15 million children are exposed to domestic violence each year, and 10% of high school students are victims of dating abuse. Whether you are experiencing abuse or you think you know someone who is, it's time to speak out. The Alabama Coalition Against Domestic Violence can answer questions about safe dating behavior, as well as provide shelter to those fleeing violent homes. Call 1-800-650-6522 for help and a way out.
Hard work, determination, teamwork. It can mean the difference between winning and losing. These are values that I teach my sons and players on the football field, and they are values we believe in at Wedemark and Key. If you have been hurt, put my firm's hard work, determination, and legal team to work for you.
Wedemark Key, because your case matters. Call 800-309-0500.
Children's of Alabama has been taking care of kids across our state for over 100 years. The opening of the Benjamin Russell Hospital for Children allows even more patient care. It leads the country in technology and innovation, including 17 state-of-the-art operating rooms, an expanded imaging center, and the Bruno Pediatric Heart Center, just to name a few. Children provides the highest level of care in a loving, comforting environment. I hope that you or anyone in your family never needs to be a patient, but if they do, Children's is here for you.
Well, when it rains, it pours. Smith Station finding all kind of ways to give the ball back deep in their own territory to Enterprise.
Well, I got to give credit to 55 there for picking that ball up and trying to make something positive. A lot of people would have just fallen on it, but he did try to get some yardage.
And that was Crawford with a, do we call that a return? I guess an advancement of a block punt. He'll get credit for some yardage on that play.
He will.
So at least he goes in the books for that. 42-0. Under 5 to play here in the first half. Quite honestly, not what I expected.
Me either. I can guarantee you.
I think a lot of people are surprised, as there's a nice run by Hezekiah Woods. Probably going to see a lot of him here in the remainder of this game. He's the backup running back to Dejon Flowers.
Graham, I think this game may be eerily similar to the game that Smith Station had against Prattville. I think they lost that game 48-0, and that was a tough night for the Panthers. But then, you know, they've come back and they played Smith Station. I mean, they played Central tough as nails. Had a chance to be in that ball game. Central pulled away late. But, you know, Jason Dukes has got to be just a little bit beside himself over there with what's going on here tonight. They are not a bad football team. They're a young football team.
And
they're not a bad football team.
That makes you concerned because there's a sophomore there, Anthony Ortiz, 54, making the stop on that. But what's going through their minds right now? And if you're Jason Dukes, you're not even to the halftime locker room yet. You got to come up with something to say.
Well, you got to go in there and you got to come up with some kind of speech. But main thing you got to do is you got to encourage your guys to try to win the second half. You know, salvage something out of this ball game. Let's go out and win the second half and see what we can do in a positive way because you can't go in there and keep pouring negative on. You got to get something positive out of this night.
3rd and 10, ball at the 13. Enterprise well in front. All good looking to throw. Still looking, and now he'll throw it away. Out of bounds. Might we see a field goal attempt? I believe we will.
I believe we will.
So Hunter Nicholson will take the field, and we'll see where he sets down the tee. Probably at about the 20-yard line,
yeah.
So it'll be a 30-yard attempt.
I don't think you could get any more 30 yards than that.
Well, I could get technical on you, but I won't. Because everything right up to the 21 would be a 30-yard kick.
That's
but
true.
Who's counting? That kick is long enough. Did he hit it in the uprights? Yes.
He did.
Boy, everything going right for the Blue tonight. The Wildcats tack on 3 more. 45-0. 2:12 to go in the half. Maybe they should play the Alabama fight song again. That's what this team looks like right now.
You know, I was going to say at the beginning of the game, Graham, when they came out, when they ran on the field, they reminded me of Georgia Southern. You know, same colors, same helmets that Georgia Southern wears, and Georgia Southern is famous for doing this to people.
Yep.
in the FCS, I want to call it 1AA. That almost
Not
came
anymore.
out of my mouth.
They're in the Sun Belt.
But they have moved up now to the Sun Belt. But you know, for all those years in 1AA and then FCS, and you know, Erton Russell started that program. They have looked the same with the blue jerseys or the white jerseys, the blue helmets with the numbers. You know, and tell you what, Enterprise playing like a Georgia Southern team.
You know, I like the term juggernaut, blitzkrieg,
yeah.
any barbarian name you could come up with. That's what Enterprise looks like tonight. Nicholson to kick.
Well, they've been the Gestapo on defense because they've taken everything away from Smith Station's offense.
Oh, my. High kick taken at the 10. Williams. I mean, they're barely getting to the 20. Great. And you mentioned it. The starting field position for Smith Station tonight, and a big part of that is because of the kick coverage for Enterprise.
Well, it is. And, you know, Smith Station has started, you know, around their 20, probably their average starting field position been the 20 to 23 yard line, their own. Average starting field position for Enterprise has been the Smith Station 40 or in. That's kind of crazy.
Sinkfield back on the field, looking to throw. He leaves that one up there, and it's dropped.
That's going to be interference.
Was it me, though, Mike, or did it look like that ball just kind of slipped out of Sinkfield? Wasn't a whole lot on the pass.
There wasn't a lot there, and I think he meant to get more on it. It came out of his hand a little funny. He stayed in the air a long time. The receiver stopped and came back for the ball, and I believe the defensive back got a hold of him before the ball got there, and that's going to be the call.
And they're going to catch what you might call their first break of the night, an defensive pass interference. And that one goes against Daquan Lewis.
That is their first down since the opening drive of the ballgame.
Amazing. And we were watching that first drive thinking, well,
yeah,
what is Enterprise going to do? They're going to slow this down. Well, we know how they've done that. 1st and 10 at the 36. Sinkfield again. He's going to go deep. Got a man open, but
oh, what a catch! Wow. Now that's the kind of play they needed.
Austin Taylor with a grab.
That's a highlight play there. That's one for the reel, no matter what the score is.
Good pass by Sinkfield. That's what he needed. 34 yards on the play.
Great grab, great concentration right there. Good pair of hands for Austin Taylor. Oh,
and another jump. Yep. And again, it's Enterprise shifting.
Yeah, for whatever reason, they're not coming forward toward the offensive line. They're just shifting side to side, but every time just about Enterprise has done that shift, somebody on the offensive line for Smith Station has jumped.
And again, I can't help but think maybe a little tight. And and I'm going to make this point, and I don't mean this in any mean sort of way. You're down 45. There's no reason for you to be tight.
There's no reason to be tight
point.
anymore. The tightness should have gone out a long time ago.
And I'm not saying they are. But if they are, they shouldn't be. You're down big.
You got to be playing for a little pride now. Here's a flag on the play, so this one probably won't count whatever happens.
Sinkfield will try to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but it, as you said, probably will come back due to a penalty.
I don't know whether we had somebody in motion.
I think you had somebody lined up the wrong way.
Too many men on the line of scrimmage or not enough.
See if Enterprise decide to keep the play. Nope, they're going to send them back some more. So this will be marked off from the 32-yard line, let's make it. So I believe it'll be 1st and 20. And we've seen this. This is the same song about the 9th verse for Smith Station. When they have been able to move the football, which hasn't been much, they shoot themselves in the foot, which is what they're in the process of doing now. You hope they run out of ammo soon.
1 step forward, 3 steps back, kind of thing.
1st and 20 at the 38. Sinkfield, he'll throw it deep. And it was underthrown. Was it intercepted?
No.
Almost. That would have been Curse again if he could have held on.
Boy, he kept it alive for a long time over there. Just couldn't quite grab it.
The juggler could not come up with it. It'll be 2nd and 20 as we look at it again.
One thing I'm noticing about Sinkfield tonight, on the longer ball, he really puts a lot of air under the ball, Graham, and sometimes that's not a good thing. Sometimes you need some of those balls to be a little bit more pinpoint and a little bit more of a laser beam throw.
2nd and 20 at the 38. Sinkfield again looking deep. He's got plenty of time. Now he'll run and goes out of bounds at the 35. Good coverage by the Enterprise secondary, and you figure that they're playing with house money right now. They can take all kind of chances.
Definitely. They can pin their ears back and come after Sinkfield and play a lot of man here if they want to. Basically whatever they want to do, they can do defensively here and not get hurt too badly.
Just under a minute to play. And I'm sure Panthers coach Jason Dukes is saying, let's get to the locker room as soon as we can. Sinkfield in trouble. Dances away, now runs it, and Gets to the 32. That'll be a gain of about 5, but he needed about 20 more to go with it for a first down. So I think they'll probably go for it here on 4th. You might as well, or will they? Are they sending in the punter?
Let's see.
There's about a 10-second difference between the game clock.
They're going to call a timeout.
So they will take a timeout with 26 seconds.
Just going back to
go.
that last play, Graham, I think Jason Dukes might have wanted to see Sinkfield, instead of tucking it and running right there, he got past the initial line of rush and had a little more time. I think he would have liked to have probably seen him settle and try to complete a pass down the field before taking off. But Sinkfield, he's trying to do something positive and get some positive yardage, and he just took off. But watch this. He's going to get away from the initial rush, and he's got some time right there. He hasn't crossed the line of scrimmage, but he decided to tuck it and go. And, you know, one of those things when you're on the field, you know, you got to make a decision. You got to make it quick, and he did, and he has to live with that.
They will go for it here on 4th as they send the offense back on the field. They've got to get to the 17 for a first down. Ball resting at the 32 of Enterprise. Big crowd on hand here at Wildcat Stadium. Everybody in blue pretty happy right now. Nobody in the backfield but Sinkfield. He'll throw it deep into a crowd and knocked away. I couldn't tell if it might have been intercepted. But Amon Glover there, and smart play. He didn't intercept it because the ball now goes back to the 32. They would have lost about 12 yards on the interception. But either way, it's Enterprise football.
Might not have been a bad time for a draw play right there. I believe they could have come close to a first down if they had one of those in their arsenal. Because only a 3-man front, and then everybody else was deep for Enterprise.
Exactly. Allgood will take one snap and take a knee and end for Smith Station, mercifully, the first half. 45-0. The Wildcats all over the Panthers in a key game in Class 7A, Region 2. We got a lot of stuff coming up at halftime. Christina will take you along the way. We'll be back to Wildcat Stadium in a moment.
Runaway RV in Dothan, Alabama. You do have a choice.
Brand new travel trailers as low as $99.95.
And we have a large selection of pre-owned fifth wheels and travel trailers.
So for the best sales, service, and parts, whether you're rolling with the tide,
Roll Tide,
or soaring with the Eagles,
War Eagle, go Noles.
Huh? Come see us. That's at Runaway RV on 231 South in Dothan, Alabama, where you do have a choice.
October is Beef Month in Alabama. Join us in celebrating 50 years of flavor.
Come into Bojangles today and enjoy our famous Always Fresh chicken, now in 2 delicious styles. Our traditional Southern chicken is made just like Grandma's, with an old-fashioned taste. And our classic Cajun chicken is seasoned to perfection for those who can't get enough of Bojangles' world-famous flavor. Either way, you get fresh, tender, juicy Bojangles chicken. Come in today and try our new traditional Southern chicken or our classic Cajun chicken. Fresh, Fast and friendly, it's Bow Time.
At Dentistry for Children, we love to make kids smile. Dr. Julia Schreiber and Dr. Benjamin Cumbus specialize in pediatric dentistry, treating infants, children, and patients with special needs. You can trust Dentistry for Children to provide the highest quality care for children of all ages. Beautiful smiles begin at Dentistry for Children. Call today to make your appointment with our professional caring staff. Dentistry for Children in Montgomery and Wetumpka, proudly making kids smile for over 30 years.
Welcome back to Enterprise High School, where the Wildcats lead the Panthers 45-0. I'm Christina Chambers, and joined now with me is principal from Smith Station High School, Joaquin Richards. Tell us, how has this week been preparing for this rivalry game? You guys have never played on TV before.
No, we haven't, but it's been a big week for us because, number one, we've got to win the next two to get in the playoffs, and definitely got to win this to get it started. We've had a great rivalry between us and Enterprise, especially last year. We played twice, opened the year up, won up there, then had to come down here and win in overtime in playoffs. So we've always had good games between each other, and this one meant a lot because we got to win this to get in the playoffs.
Obviously, you wish the score was a little bit different, but the month of October, switching gears a little bit, the month of October is normally recognized for breast cancer awareness, but you guys have had a special story that's been close to you guys with your athletic director.
Our athletic director, Sherry Paysinger, was diagnosed with ovarian cancer last spring, and she's been going through treatments the past 6 weeks, 8 weeks, actually the last 12 weeks. She finished her 6th treatment Tuesday. One heck of a woman. She works probably as hard as anybody we've got on our staff. Great character, and has not complained, griped, argued, never missed a day. She is a class act, and we're very proud to have her on our staff. She is something else.
And what does that show your student athletes and your students across your school?
Keep plugging. You're going to be faced with adversity in your life, especially in their young lives. You keep chugging, you keep working, you keep chopping wood, and good things are going to happen. You can overcome just about anything.
And you guys have built a new school in 2010. You've been in it for a few years. How does having state-of-the-art facilities help in the classroom?
Just when you walk in the building, the first thing you see is a new, very modern class building, hallways, lunchroom, gymnasium, athletic facilities. It draws kids, and we are drawing kids because now we're the 8th, 9th, 10th largest school in the state. They're still coming. We got 1,441 kids, 10 through 12. So we're getting folks every day, just about. So they're coming to our school. They're coming to our community to live.
Well, good luck to you guys. And now we're going to turn it over to the Smith Station High School Marching Band.
Thank you very much.
Two-thirds of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. So you got caught speeding, but this time you got more than a ticket.
What are you in for?
Vehicular homicide. Stop speeding before speeding stops you. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
I'm Diane Bentley, Alabama's First Lady. Over 15 million children are exposed to domestic violence each year, and 10% of high school students are victims of dating abuse. Whether you are experiencing abuse or you think you know someone who is, it's time to speak out. The Alabama Coalition Against Domestic Violence can answer questions about safe dating behavior, as well as provide shelter to those fleeing violent homes. Call 1-800-650-6522 for help and a way out.
This week we find the hidden pearls in stories like Baldwin County's Bond Secure Fisheries. You'll meet a veteran oyster shucker named Velma Mack. She's only been at this for 44 years. From Baldwin, we trail north to Blount County and make it a point to look in on Heart of Dixie Longhorns. You may need a map to keep up, which is why we take you to Maps Rule in Auburn for a look at maps from our past, like the ones which helped early explorers find us in the first place. What they found was a land we now call absolutely Alabama.
Apply, sign, drive. Isn't that what you want to do when you get your next auto loan? At Army Aviation Center Federal Credit Union, that's how we take care of your auto loan. Apply at a branch, online, or with one of our preferred dealers. Sign your loan papers without a long wait. Drive your new car, truck, or SUV home. See our loan professionals today about your next auto loan. Not a member? It's easy to join, so stop by any of our 13 Wiregrass area or North Florida locations and find out how.
Welcome back to Enterprise High School, where the Wildcats lead Smith Station 45-0. I'm with Principal Matt Rogers from Enterprise High School. First time you guys have played on TV. You guys were on fall break this week, but how has this week been for you guys? And just, there's been a lot of students that have showed up on their fall break to come and support you guys.
Yeah, we've got a great school, great community, and we're pleased to have Raycom Sports and the great coverage tonight. We're proud of our school and community, and got a great student section here that turned out, and what an awesome first half performance.
Talk about your facilities here. Obviously, tornado damaged your school a long time ago, rebuilt. How has just this whole process been transitioning into this and just seeing the outcome of the students who have been so positive through this whole thing?
Well, it goes back to our community and just the positive energy that we have, and the commitment and the tradition, all of those things wrapped in one. I couldn't be any prouder of just the City of Enterprise and our student body and all of our leadership. We have a great facility, probably one of the finest learning facilities in the country, and very unfortunate the way that we had to acquire it, but we think about those students every day, and awesome facility, and we take advantage of it, and very proud of it.
How do you feel about moving up to the 7A classification?
Well, it's a highest league in the state of Alabama, and we're one of the largest schools, and we feel like we should be in 7A, and of course, that's the easy part. Competing is a hard part, and our boys and young ladies in all of our sports have really stepped up to the challenge this year. We're looking forward, hopefully, to making the playoffs in all sports, and you'll see what we can do once we get there.
Well, we'll also have Superintendent Camille Wright with us. You guys have a lot of projects in store. Can you tell us what's going on around campus?
Yes, we have some great things going on in Enterprise City Schools. We are partnering with the city for a $27 million building project, which will include safe entrances for all our schools, safety shelters in all our schools, and we'll be the only district in the state of Alabama that has safety shelters in all our schools. And additionally, a brand new state-of-the-art junior high school.
Tell us more about those safety shelters. Where will they be located, and is it open also for schools and the community, or just the schools?
They are open for schools and the community. We have currently some of our schools that do have ICC 500 rated safety shelters, but we're going to put them in all of our schools. And so every school will have an ICC 500 rated safety shelter or its equivalent.
How important is that, especially with the way the weather has been? How important is it to have those at each school?
Well, here in Alabama, and given the history of Enterprise, with the history of the tornado and the deaths that occurred, it is extremely important to us, and we want to make sure that our students are safe and secure at all times.
Well, speaking of history, Enterprise is known for the Boll Weevil Monument. I'm here with Mayor Kenneth Boswell. Tell us about that monument.
Well, it's the only pest that is heralded throughout the nation and throughout the world, as a matter of fact. Would tell you that it means a great deal to our city. It's a symbol of taking adversity to diversity, and would tell you that it means a great deal to our citizens.
And what exactly did it do? You guys obviously were a big cotton farm, and then you went to peanuts, all because of this little bug.
Absolutely. The devastation that it actually bestowed upon the cotton crop, it absolutely destroyed it. And it allowed us to take and diversify into different agricultural crops. And peanuts were one of those, and which became the cash crop later on. But it's so ironic that we have rotated back to the cotton crop.
And you say it's to overcome adversity. How much do you think that plays a part in what you guys have overcome since the tornado and rebuild?
There's not enough words to express it. Let me tell you something. The energy that was just drawn from the symbolism that was taken away from it, and to see the unity that came within the from the devastation through the community, and then pull together to pull back and fight back and have a great facility of this nature, and you know, just to see our city come back to where it is now is phenomenal.
Well, we're pleased to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to turn it over to Enterprise High School's marching band.
Text CLEAN34 to 24247 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at Discount Cleaners in Enterprise. Since 1967, Cuts Restaurant and Enterprise, a family tradition, yours and ours. Cuts is the best in so many ways. Best home cooking, best chili dogs, and one of the best 100 places to eat in Alabama. But don't take my word, tasting is believing. Cafeteria-style dining featuring a variety of delicious home-cooked dishes, from barbecue to butter beans, from fried chicken to chocolate pie. Now taking orders for Thanksgiving and Christmas dressing, turkeys, hams, pies, and trimmings. Cuts Restaurant, East Lee Street, Enterprise. Text CLEAN34 to 24247 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at Discount Cleaners in Enterprise.
Apply, sign, drive. Isn't that what you want to do when you get your next auto loan? At Army Aviation Center Federal Credit Union, that's how we take care of your auto loan. Apply at a branch, online, or with one of our preferred dealers. Sign your loan papers without a long wait. Drive your new car, truck, or SUV home. See our loan professionals today about your next auto loan. Not a member? It's easy to join, so stop by any of our 13 Wiregrass area or North Florida locations and find out how.
All right, come on in. You're trying the Pepsi Challenge with us today?
Yes. You just tell us which side you like better. Okay. I like that one better. You like that side better? The Pepsi side.
Who wants to try the Pepsi Challenge? Come on over. Do you like this side better?
That is a Pepsi.
And you're from Atlanta?
I'm from Atlanta.
You're going to go home and spread the word that...
You're going to go home and hide. Pepsi tastes better.
Text CLEAN34 to 24247 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at Discount Cleaners in Enterprise.
Enterprise in control here at the break, 45-0. We're going to show you some highlights, and I'm just going to be honest, they're going to be rather one-sided.
I think so. All good right there with a touchdown. And here's the nice, well-thrown ball, outside shoulder throw, good grab by the receiver, 38-yard touchdown pass. But here's the backbreaker for Smith Station, the pick six. Put them up 21-0 at that point, and that was really the telltale play in the first half. And here's another
poured down
pick.
rain, as you could say.
Right.
As Donovan with an interception. One of what? Was it three?
Three or four?
Four. I lost count after the third one.
All good with a nice completion there. The option on fourth down here and a touchdown.
To be quite honest, there wasn't anything that Enterprise did that didn't work. As you see, a great play by Amos, and then all good with his second touchdown of the first half. Smith Station tried 3 different quarterbacks. All 3 of them had this problem.
Yeah, same problem.
Second pick six.
I think one guy, the third quarterback, didn't turn the ball over, but also did not get a first down. So
he didn't turn it over because he didn't throw the ball. He had 3 running plays. And then what could have been a big play wasn't. The numbers, as you would expect, pretty much one-sided. Enterprise, 244 yards. And here's the thing. Most of their drives have started on the Smith Station side of the 50.
Well, Ken did a stat for us. The average starting position of a drive for Enterprise was the 40 or in.
Right.
Of Smith Station. Not their own 40. The 40 of Smith Station are in. And I think the average starting position for Smith Station was around their own 20.
It was an ugly first half for the Panthers. Don't know if they can come back and win it, but we'll see. Enterprise on top. We'll have the second half kickoff momentarily.
Are you ready for
for some savings? It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of either the Chevrolet Silverado or the GMC Sierra, just $299 a month. Or get 0% financing for 60 months. 200 trucks to choose from, over $750,000 in discounts. Truck Month at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Silverado or Sierra, your choice, just $299 a month. Or get 0% financing for 60 months. Online 24/7 at GlennSmithChevy.com.
Doing nice things for people and the cars they drive. Red Basil and Son. We gotta do it right. Do what you expect. You gotta get the best service you can get. For over 40 years, it's been our attitude. Taking care of you. Doing nice things for people and the cars they drive. Red Basil and Son.
Since 1967, Cuts Restaurant and Enterprise, a family tradition, yours and ours. Cuts is the best in so many ways. Best home cooking, best chili dogs, and one of the best 100 places to eat in Alabama. But don't take my word, tasting is believing. Cafeteria-style dining featuring a variety of delicious home-cooked dishes, from barbecue to butter beans, from fried chicken to chocolate pie. Now taking orders for Thanksgiving and Christmas dressing, turkeys, hams, pies, and trimmings. Cuts Restaurant, East Lee Street, Enterprise.
Everyone from Dothan knows that if you've been hurt in a car wreck, you call my attorney, Alexander Shinara.
You know who to call if you've been in an auto accident. Your attorney, Alexander Shinara.
In Dothan, we all know that if you've been in a car wreck, you call Alexander Shinara.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. Call me Alexander Shinara. And remember, Dothan, I am your attorney.
You know who to call. Your attorney, Alexander Shinara.
Second half just about ready to get underway. Things have gotten so bad up here in the booth, we are diverted to 80s music.
Yeah, music trivia.
99 Loof Balloons. I don't know where that song came from, but we haven't heard that tonight. But anyway.
Yeah. We just brought that one up. We were talking about one-hit wonders, and that one came up.
That one did come up. 45-0. You mentioned in the first half what you have to do, and we're going to hear from Jason Dukes here in just a minute, but you got to figure out something here real quick. If just to kind of make your team feel a little better about themselves,
you got to challenge your team to win the second half.
Why don't we go down and talk to Coach Dukes with Christina?
All right, Coach. Penalties and interceptions. How do you bounce back from this one?
Well, we just got to go, come out in the second half and try to get something established. They've been giving us a five-man box, and we still haven't been able to run the ball. Our offensive line's been a work in progress all year, and they're basically covering us up and daring us to run the ball, and we're not doing a good job in responding. So, hopefully we come out in the second half and do a better job of establishing something on the ground, and our defense can get some stops.
What did you say to your guys in the locker room at halftime?
Well, I told them that the first half was over, and I was glad it was over, and that all we can do is come out in the second half and play with some pride and kind of get our dignity back, because we made mistakes all over the field, and those things are unexcusable. I think we had something like six procedure penalties. We had 4 very, very bad turnovers. So we got to come out in the second half and just do better.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Well, it's a matter of pride at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
Smith Station.
It's just what I was saying. You go in there in a half like that, and you just challenge your team. Look, go out there and win the second half. Take some pride in what you're doing, and have some pride about yourselves and go out there and do something positive. Win the second half, if for nothing else, just to glean something positive out of this night.
First time tonight that Smith Station will kick off, and they're doing it down 45. That's not a good thing if you're a Panthers fan. Harrison Jones will kick.
Left footer.
DeJon Flowers deep. And it's going to make it to about the 15. And another good run. And, well, they're going to start at the 30-yard line after the return by Trey Brooks. That's the worst field position Enterprise has had pretty much all night. And do we have a flag?
Most important part of that is it's their own 30-yard line.
Exactly. I left that part out.
Yeah.
There was no flag. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 29. And I do wonder if Coach Faulkner is going to play his starters here maybe this first series, see how the first series on defense goes, and we might start seeing some substituting by the Wildcats.
A little bit of a different look for Smith Station defensively there. Normally a 3-man front. They went to a 4-man front there. Wow.
Woods keeping his feet
Great
moving.
effort.
Yep, he can get a couple extra yards. And he'll be about a yard short of the first down. Well, he doesn't know what the score is.
That's right. He's playing hard. He just keeps rolling, keeps those feet moving, keeps spinning. He got, what, 5-6 extra yards there?
2nd and 1. Again, all good the quarterback. Good first half for him. Good first half for everybody in blue.
Oh, there's some leather.
Yep. Woods hit in the backfield. Veda King, we have not called his name tonight. But then again, they haven't run the ball much.
That's true. And both of those linebackers right there, Veda King and Amani Caban, were there for that play, and both of them put a nice shot on the running back there.
King with 100 tackles coming in tonight.
Well, and you got to think about that. Caban, 136, I think. That's a lot.
All good short of the first down, and believe it or not, that'll mean a punting situation, I'm assuming, for Enterprise. All good brought down after about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Amani Caban has 95 solo tackles on the year. And you put Mix's assists in there, he came into this game with 136 total tackles.
So that's 236 tackles
between
those
two
players.
Two linebackers.
Yeah. King is just a junior, by the way. Punt is away. And they're going to let it roll, and it'll go out of bounds at the 23.
And guess what? Guess where Smith Station starts?
Right back near the 20. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back to Enterprise in a moment.
The leaves are falling, and so are our prices. Take advantage of New Bath's fall blowout sale and transform your bathroom in time for the holidays. Get payments as low as $89 per month. Call New Bath today.
Around here, we grew up in the kitchen. We learned how to cook when our parents taught us what their parents taught them. At Bojangles, our master biscuit makers use traditional Southern recipes too, from scratch, the old-fashioned way. It's harder, but it's better. Around here, kitchens have always brought folks together, and we're going to make sure they do so for a long time to come. Head to Bojangles and try our hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Touchdown at Rivertown Ford for the Great American Tailgate. We're tackling high prices at the last of our construction savings. Get our hassle-free right price. 2014 Focus, $265 a month. 2014 F-150s, $389 a month. These aren't leases, you'll own them. Plus, get up to $1,000 cash for competitive trades. Don't miss the Great American Tailgate at Rivertown Ford.
We're doing it right every day at rivertownford.com.
Halloween is around the corner, but New Bath's super low prices are anything but scary. We offer designer choices, quick installation, and payments as low as $89 per month. Call now and receive a Bathroom Ideas Guide absolutely free.
Well, I don't know if you're craving authentic Southern cooking. Chances are you are. And if you're in the Enterprise area, Cuts Restaurant is the place, 417 East Lee Street. Family restaurant that offers a complete range of your favorite Southern dishes. Cuts, serving traditional Southern cooking since 1967. Well, Smith Station down big. We'll see if they can put something together here on this first possession, and they'll throw one over the complete and out of the hands of Trimble. Trey Trimble came in averaging about 10 yards a catch, 39 receptions, 5 touchdowns, and this is just kind of how the game's gone for the team in white.
Well, yeah, I guarantee you haven't seen too many drops by number 10 this season, and that one was just that. Not much you can say about it.
But the concentration level seemingly has been missing.
Right.
For the Panthers tonight, they've had several times, they've had players jumping off sides.
Oh.
The Sinkfield goes down, and the sack 95, Scott Nelson, the defensive end.
That's one of the few times that protection is broken down for Singfield tonight. And he just came off that blind side over there and nailed him.
I don't think he even felt him.
No, I don't think he ever felt his presence until the leather popped him. You know, he did not know he was coming.
3rd and 18. Ball resting at the 16.
And another long 3rd down situation for Smith Station.
This time reverse and off the pads. That is number 8, Armani Reedy. And a punting situation again.
Graham, I can relate. You know, I remember back in, you know, even though it was quite a while ago and now I'm 50 and my brain cells are not as active as they used to be. I can remember when I was coaching in the early 90s, having a game or two like this, and you feel helpless as a coach because you feel like you know, it's one of those deals where you see the train going off the tracks, but there's nothing you can do to stop it, and it's a really bad feeling.
Well, this train was off the track about midway through the first quarter.
It was. You're right.
I mean, it has been that kind of a night, and it keeps getting exacerbated by plays.
Good
just
word.
like you just saw. I mean, it really is.
Oh, good word.
I
Right
can't
there.
spell it, but I know what it means.
Exacerbate. That's excellent use of vocabulary, sir.
Thank you very much. You can leave the tip of the door. Ball back inside Smith Station territory as they start this drive, does the Wildcats. All good, still out there. And he'll throw a strike at about the 45. Quick tackle, though.
Who is
caught by
the
Jared
backup
C.
quarterback for Enterprise?
Well,
by
that's
the
a
way?
good question. I'm not sure. You know, you look through stats and everything else, and you try to figure out what might happen. And certainly, you don't anticipate. Certainly, you don't anticipate something like this, and definitely not an injury of any kind. As Allgood's going to go down on a loss of about 2. As 55 hitting first, Makoja Johnson on the stop. But I don't, quite frankly, I don't think that David Faulkner thought he'd be thinking about taking Allgood out in the 3rd quarter.
I don't think so either.
3rd and 8, 47-yard line. 45-0. Allgood looking to throw, keeps his eyes downfield. That's a fumble, and it's picked up by Smith Station. Running, Lawrence. Can anybody catch him? I don't think so. Touchdown. Are they calling it? Yes, they are. Touchdown, Smith Station.
Ball just slipped out as he was coming forward. He was about to go down, and just at the last second, probably before his knees hit the ground, the ball came loose, and it was scooped right up by Lawrence. And he had open field in front of him.
Something for the Panther fans to be happy about.
He's going to get tripped right here, and the ball just kind of comes out. He's almost like he was trying to throw the ball.
That was almost a forward pass.
You know, if we had review in these high school games, that might be called a forward pass.
In this case, the Panthers are okay that it's not. So the extra point attempt coming up from Jones. He has not missed an extra point try this year, and he makes that one. So the shutout is averted. 7:41 to go in the 3rd quarter. And it's the defense that makes something happen. And how many times do you see that? Where your defense creates some excitement and at least tries to get your team back in.
And on a night like tonight where the defense has been kind of maligned and had their backs against the wall all night, it's good that they got the opportunity to make something happen there.
Dare you try an onside kick here? Probably not.
Probably not. Not this early. Well, but you never know. I mean, hey, try to get the ball back.
Who was it? Somebody Saturday, I believe it was Arizona, that I haven't seen a perfect onside kick. My man over here, Kent, was at the game doing stats for the broadcast crew, and That ball, and does it have to bounce twice in college now? Is that the new rule?
I just think it has to cover 10 yards. Yeah.
But the ball bounced straight up in the air, and waiting was a guy from Arizona, and he ended up out jumping everybody right near the sideline. I don't know that we're going to see that, but we will see Jones kick. Looks like he's going to kick it deep, and he does. Come down to the 5, a little bit of trouble with it. Curse has some room, and actually that is Flowers across the 35, and they'll mark him at the 30, make it the 40-yard line. First down, Enterprise.
Oh, good return. Opportunity right there for Smith Station to pin Enterprise back, but Flowers with a nice run here.
I have to say, as great as this lead is for Enterprise, and as well as both sides of the ball, their third side, that special teams, really impressive, both kick returns and kickoff coverage. Flowers with a carry. And I'm trying to remember the term that one coach told me earlier. No, they don't call it special teams, as you see the run by Flowers. I believe it was Josh Niblett. They have a different term. They don't call it special teams. And as soon as my 50-year-old mind can come up with it, I'll try to remember what he called it. Flowers brings it outside this time and is out of bounds at about the 47.
Yeah, viewers have to remember that between you and I, we're 100 years old.
We are, and we apologize. I can't remember my name. I'm at least getting that much right. Dirk here next to me, not so much. First and 10 on the run, 46-yard line. 6:19 and counting. Enterprise in control. We'll try to set up as we go along here as Flowers bounces one outside. Coming up on a terrific tackle is the safety, Renault Williams. Bull with a play.
He ran through him like a bull right there.
He did.
He ran through those legs.
And that play was set up to go up the middle, and Flowers bounced it outside, and then Bull bounced in. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
He ran a long way to get no gain there.
All good to throw behind the receiver. Trey Brooks couldn't come up with it. It'll be 3rd and 10. You surprised a little bit, number one, that Allgood's still in there, and number two, that they're throwing the football?
I am, on both of those counts. You know, I figure this might be an opportunity to get your backup quarterback some snaps, and really, really kind of surprised they're throwing the ball, but.
It's like they're setting up the screen, and
nice
Smith Station's all over it. Caban read it well.
Yes, he did.
Flowers brought down at the 49 in another punting situation.
That's an example right there of why Caban is rated a, depending on what service you look at, either a 3-star or a 4-star recruit.
Second time here in the second half, we've seen the punter for Enterprise, and this time it's Allgood. And he'll kick it, kind of crossover. The Panthers get out of the way,
and guess where they start?
It'll go back to the 20. Timeout on the field. Enterprise on top. 4:42 to go in the third.
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Whoop. I got it. I'm a doctor. I got it.
Jack, for more. You'll never guess what 400,000 people in the U.S. were using when they crashed their cars last year. No, not this. This. Distracted driving will kill you. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. So you got caught speeding, but this time you got more than a ticket.
What are you in for?
Vehicular homicide. Stop speeding before speeding stops you. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
This week, we find the hidden pearls in stories like Baldwin County's Bond Secure Fisheries. You'll meet a veteran oyster shucker named Velma Mack. She's only been at this for 44 years. From Baldwin, we trail north to Blount County and make it a point to look in on Heart of Dixie Longhorns. You may need a map to keep up, which is why we take you to Maps Rule in Auburn for a look at maps from our past, like the ones which helped early explorers find us in the first place. What they found was a land we now call absolutely Alabama.
Are you ready for some savings? It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of either the Chevrolet Silverado or the GMC Sierra, just $299 a month. Or get 0% financing for 60 months. 200 trucks to choose from, over $750,000 in discounts. Truck Month at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Silverado or Sierra, your choice, just $299 a month. Or get 0% financing for 60 months. Online 24/7 at GlennSmithChevy.com.
Welcome back to Enterprise, Alabama.
And Graham, Smith Station gained 7 yards while we were away.
Yes.
But it was because the ball actually hit an Enterprise defender on the punt, and the alert official there dropped his beanbag, and they spotted it at the 27 instead of the 20. So a little better field position for the Panthers.
That is called first touching.
Thank you.
So
there will be a quiz later on football terminology.
Apparently we got a little equipment malfunction for Smith Station. Why not? Everything else has gone wrong tonight. Coach Dukes is having the discussion with the official, and I know he's thinking, gee whiz, I'm getting my brains beat out, and you're over here talking about padding on my quarterback.
I'm not seeing what the problem is.
I'm not sure if it has to do with his knee pads, if they're not reaching far enough, or if they're not tucked properly, or maybe they're the wrong shade of gray. I don't know what it is, but it's one of those things where you're thinking,
or is
what? Why now?
Would his knee be bleeding? No,
I don't think so.
They have taped his knee pads
above his knee pads.
They have taped above his knee pads,
and that is not a good look for him, by the way. So it's 2nd and 8. What else could go wrong?
I'm not sure what all that's about.
I don't either. I don't know the rules as far as where your pads should be. Maybe it has to do with his knee pads were not staying on his knees.
That could be.
Is that it?
Could be.
I'm going to go with that. Either way, it's 2nd and 8.
There are 2 types of knee pads. There's know this from my work,
job.
My job. But there's a regular, what they call a bubble knee pad, which is the same one that most everybody wears. And then skill players wear what's called a donut knee pad. It's a little smaller, it's more round, sort of egg-shaped, and it allows a little more freedom of movement. So
we've got a unsportsmanlike conduct call on Smith Station, and it happened. I don't know if it happened after the play, but it happened away from the play. As you see, Bowens go down for the Panthers. And I don't know if they're still talking about his pants, his being Sinkfield's pants.
I see Jason Dukes over there. He's got his hands out now. He is steadily conversing with the official.
Yeah, I see the steam coming out of his ears, and I think I know why. And I'm not questioning the officials on the ruling, but I would make the point, why now? It's 3rd quarter. I don't think Sinkfield changed pants at halftime.
Now what's going on? Oh, they're bringing the chains all the way down here because
that was a first down run, by the way, by Bowen. So I guess they'll get credit for the first down, but then the unsportsmanlike conduct brings the ball back to about the 25. Let's make it the 26 on first. I believe it's 1st and 10. Sinkfield, down he goes.
Got to get rid of that ball
on
that play. That's designed to be a quick pass, and evidently the route didn't develop quick enough. And
Jaron Jones got him.
I think it was only a 3-man rush right there, but that play's designed to get out of his hands quicker.
And he was pretty much frozen.
He was in
Couldn't
no
go anywhere.
man. He was in no man's land there.
2nd and long. Clock is moving, close to 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Sinkfield goes deep and just out of the reach of the intended receiver. Armani Reedy, the senior, was the intended receiver. Here's the situation with Enterprise in the playoffs, and I'm not going to sit here and try to figure all this out because there are too many variables. But they don't need quite as much help as Smith Station needed. And we'll go ahead and say this. This does make Smith Station 1-4 in the league in their region, and it pretty much knocks them out. We'll watch the play, and then we'll go over this a little bit as that pass is incomplete. And Smith Station will be punting again. We'll go ahead and give, I think it's safe to say, another win to Enterprise to make them 3-2, which at the moment makes them tied with Jeff Davis. The problem with that is Jeff Davis has the tiebreaker.
Right.
So then you got to go to the next game, which, by the way, they both have games remaining in the region. Jeff Davis is at Central Phoenix City tomorrow, while Enterprise will have Central next week. And so what it basically comes down to is Enterprise is going to have to beat Central to have pretty much a chance. That's not to say they can't do that. That's a pretty tall order, beating the team leading your region right now. At least that's the way it looks from where I sit. Now, there's a lot of other variables. You could end up with a 3-way tie with Auburn, depending on how they do. As Allgood will throw it deep on 1st down and out of the reach of everybody. Jacob Sullivan, the intended receiver. Auburn tomorrow night has Prattville, and then they'll finish region play. Actually, they'll finish their regular season next week against Smith Station. So they could possibly also be staring 3 losses in the league in the face, and so that would indeed set up a 3-way tie. And Enterprise beat Auburn. So now you got everybody tied, and then you get into all kind of tiebreakers. There was a penalty on that play, by the way, and it goes in favor of Enterprise. So there's no telling what's going to happen. It's still kind of out of.
There's a lot of variables there.
Yes, but the one thing that matters most is Enterprise knows that they're still in the running for a playoff and postseason. Woods has done most of the damage at running back here in the second half for Enterprise. And just your straight belly play. Again, he tried to cut it outside. Nothing there. You know, Smith Station, defensively, they have played basically with one hand tied behind their back for most of the first half. As I would dare say the majority of Enterprise offensive possessions, 30 yards and in.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really asking a lot of your defense.
Oh, it is. And then putting them back on the field quickly. You know, there were a lot of possessions there where Smith Station's defense had to come right back out after a couple of plays. And, you know, you can't keep doing that over and over and expecting your defense to stay fresh and able to make plays. They're going to get worn down.
Yep.
And
Woods again, by the way, another flag. Let me go back. One more thing I need to say about the Region 2 standings. I failed to mention there are only 7 teams in the region. Lee of Montgomery already eliminated as this flag goes against Enterprise. This will eliminate Smith Station. Central and Prattville have already clinched a spot in the playoffs. So really and truly at this point, you got 3 teams that'll be playing for 2 spots.
Right.
So that'll be a very big game next week for the Wildcats.
Oh, big
Woods
run,
again,
big
yep. And he'll get about 5 yards. Veda King there for the stop.
I'll tell you what,
to play here in the third quarter.
Hezekiah Woods, a good-looking running back. You know, Flowers is just a junior. Woods just a junior. I believe. No, Woods is a senior. Looking at the roster here.
Enterprise has a good mix. They've got several seniors, particularly at the wideouts. We'll talk more about that when we come back. It's been all Enterprise tonight. They lead it big as we head to the fourth quarter. Stay tuned. You're watching Thursday Night Touchdowns on Raycom Media.
At Dentistry for Children, we love to make kids smile. Dr. Julia Schreiber and Dr. Benjamin Cumbus specialize in pediatric dentistry, treating infants, children, and patients with special needs. You can trust Dentistry for Children to provide the highest quality care for children of all ages. Beautiful smiles begin at Dentistry for Children. Call today to make your appointment with our professional caring staff. Dentistry for Children in Montgomery and Wetumpka, proudly making kids smile for over 30 years.
If you've been diagnosed with cataracts and have met your 2014 insurance deductible, right now is the best and most affordable time to have cataract surgery at Eye Center South. That's because cataract surgery is still a covered procedure under your insurance plan, and because we now have more cataract options than ever before. Call Eye Center South today at 1-800-NEW-EYES for your cataract evaluation. Eye Center South, a cataract center of excellence.
Touchdown at Rivertown Ford for the Great American Tailgate. We're tackling high prices at the last of our construction savings. Get our hassle-free right price. 2014 Focus, $265 a month. 2014 F-150s, $389 a month. These aren't leases, you'll own them. Plus, get up to $1,000 cash for competitive trades. Don't miss the Great American Tailgate at Rivertown Ford.
We're doing it right every day at rivertownford.com.
Hand battered tender strips, sweet maple waffle bites, hand battered tender strips and sweet maple waffle bites. It'll change your life. Introducing Church's Chicken and Waffle Bites. Get 3 all-white meat tender strips and 5 maple waffle bites with dipping sauce for just $3.99.
Church's Chicken, have the love.
And like always, get a great deal for the whole family.
Did you know that distracted driving is now the leading cause of all car crashes? One text or call can wreck it all, so keep your eyes on the road. Don't text and drive. A message from the Alabama Department of Transportation reminding you to drive safe, Alabama. About ready to start the fourth quarter. Enterprise doing what they've been doing all night, playing inside Smith Station territory. They've got it fourth and about 6. At the 34, they need the 28, and they get it. Plus, Jacob Sullivan with a reception. Christina, what you got?
I'm here with Lisa Finner with the Enterprise Chamber of Commerce. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and right now might be a good time to head to Cuts Restaurant.
It certainly is. They're taking orders right now for their famous dressing, chicken and dressing that they do every year. They do, I believe, about 500 pounds is what Rick said. So they've been known for it for years all over Southeast Alabama. It's delicious.
Obviously, Cuts Restaurant has been in business for 67 years. What does it mean to this community to have a meat and three and a business like that in the community?
Oh, it's amazing. It's where you go to make friends, and it's where you go to meet old friends. We have several committee meetings and things like that there. We have breakfasts there for our committees. It's a community restaurant, and that's what small towns like Enterprise need, are community restaurants, because that's where we go and sit, and it's amazing how much business is discussed at restaurants like that.
Well, guys, I wish they were open late enough so we could check it out.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, and there's a touchdown by Woods. There is a flag, though, and this may come back, but I was just thinking, if I lived in Enterprise, I think I'd weigh 400 pounds.
Well, between Annie's and Cuts and, then the other things that you have that are normal, the places the chain places that you see all the time, but tell you what, I believe I might spend a lot of time at Cuts and Annie's if I lived here. I'd have to have one of those burgers every so often.
I was wondering if they deliver the turkey or chicken and dressing. I could use some of that. Actually, I could use some of that tomorrow.
That would be good.
We're watching some football, of course, Saturday afternoon. That call was against Enterprise, so now 2nd and 12 at the 23. Yes, and I want to say this. I've been at Enterprise several times over the years, and for one reason or another, and this is the first time that I've seen a football game here, as Allgood has to dump on it at the 35. But I am very impressed, not only the facilities here, but the people, everyone has really made us feel very welcome. I appreciate everybody who's helped us out. We've we come in here, we kind of take over certain parts of the press box, and they've been very, very helpful with our staff, and we're thankful for that.
They really have, and they didn't change our location like has happened to us before this year.
No, they didn't.
We're inside.
Yes.
And we've got a great booth here. We've had a lot of different locales to watch games from, but this is a great one. We can see the entire field without having to lean in various directions. So this is very nice. But this is a beautiful stadium.
Khalil Collins with a tackle. First time he's carried the football tonight. And he'll get a few yards, and I believe we're going to try.
We are going to try
how about a 46-yard field goal?
Yeah, 47. I'll make it officially 47.
Well, I'm going to get my binoculars out, and I'm going to check you on that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and call it 47. Why not? I don't know what his long is this year. It may be right. No, it's not. It's blocked.
That one is swatted.
Now it's still loose. Either way, it's going to be Smith Station football. And I believe that was Renault Williams.
I believe it was the Bull. Bull Williams with the play, and that was rejected. That wasn't just blocked a little. Watch this. Boom! There it goes.
I think it hit him in the chin.
Back the other direction. Wow.
So the ball at the 40 after the block kick. First down for Smith Station, who does have a touchdown, but it came via the defense. A scoop 6. We have not seen much of this offense tonight.
We really haven't.
Tyler Jefferson, the ball carrier.
I don't know, Ken, can you tell what total plays have been for each team? How many more plays Enterprise has run than Smith Station?
I don't think they've had more than about 25 plays, if that.
It's going to
be close.
It's going to be close to that number, yeah.
That is actually Bowens in the backfield. 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard gain. Sinkfield to throw, and he nearly threw that one away. Instead, it's a completion. Now he got away with that one.
He did. That one went right through the hands of Curse, and Trimble made the catch and got some good yardage after the catch.
Yeah, Curse almost had his second pick of the night. Just a touch behind the play, and then Trimble gets the first down to the 25 of Enterprise. Clock is running, under 8 minutes to play. Sinkfield has trouble with the snap, just has to fall on it.
That one kind of skipped along the ground a little bit. But Graham, I want to mention somebody that Jason Dukes gave me, and there's
35 plays.
35 plays and 51 for Enterprise. But DeJuan Simmons, number 52, Jason Dukes wanted me to mention him, talking about somebody who's sort of an unsung guy on their team. He says is their best offensive lineman, and he said he is a kid that they can count on to be where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. He's always in the weight room when he's supposed to be, and sometimes when he's not supposed to be. Always in the film room when he's supposed to be, and sometimes when he's not supposed to be. And they don't have to. He's a kid they don't have to worry about doing the wrong thing. He's always going to be doing the right thing. And he said he just doesn't get enough recognition for that. And kudos to him for having the character and integrity to be that kind of kid.
He's got a lot of Panther paws on that helmet.
He does. Yeah, he does.
It is 3rd and long.
I'm sure some of those were probably for pancake blocks and things like that. So,
do they still call it a pancake block?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Is that politically correct? Because that's not a very nutritious food. Sinkfield throws it away. There was a receiver coming back to it. They will call it incomplete, and it'll be 4th down.
Sinkfield comes up limping a little bit right there.
He has not had the best of nights.
He's had a tough night. You know,
and it's not all his fault. I don't want to put it all on him.
He's had some great games this year, and he's had a great season, especially for it to be his first season as a varsity starter. You got to remember how inexperienced he is at the quarterback position and how inexperienced he is in this offense, because this is a brand new offense for Smith Station.
Yeah. This team ran the football exclusively last year.
Yes.
On their way to the quarterfinals of the 6A playoffs, and they ran it well. They were a really good running team. As the ball will go over on downs to Enterprise again. We'll take another timeout. Enterprise in control.
Text CLEAN34 to 24247 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at Discount Cleaners in Enterprise. Since 1967, Cuts Restaurant in Enterprise, a family tradition, yours and ours. Cuts is the best in so many ways. Best home cooking, best chili dogs, and one of the best 100 places to eat in Alabama. But don't take my word, tasting is believing. Cafeteria-style dining featuring a variety of delicious home-cooked dishes, from barbecue to butter beans, from fried chicken to chocolate pie. Now taking orders for Thanksgiving and Christmas dressing, turkeys, hams, pies, and trimmings. Cuts Restaurant, East Lee Street, Enterprise. Text CLEAN34 to 24247 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at Discount Cleaners in Enterprise.
This is how you roll with Southern Truck Outfitters.
Take your truck to the next level with help from Southern Truck Outfitters, opening a brand new location in August on the inside of the circle between Dothan Power Sports and the Flying J. Toolboxes from Camlocker and American Aluminum, Line X bed liners, brush guards from Ranch Hand, Jason camper tops, hitches, B&W goosenecks, and installation for everything.
This is how you roll with Southern Truck Outfitters.
Text CLEAN34 to 24247 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at Discount Cleaners in Enterprise.
Quite proud to have the Alabama Army National Guard as tonight's closed caption sponsor. Did you know that you can serve with the National Guard while you complete your college education and receive education benefits along the way? You can learn more www.nationalguard/al.com. Graham Dunn, Mike Peacock, Christina Chambers with you here in Enterprise. A new quarterback. We were wondering who the new quarterback was. It is John Griffin, a sophomore. In fact, there's a lot of new faces out on the field right now for the Wildcats. That was Tavis Anderson with a carry. And he lost a couple.
A lot of nice, clean jerseys out there.
But hey, they're just happy they're going to get to.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell the trainer, hey, go wash this for me. 2nd and 12 after the 2-yard loss. We're under 6 minutes to go. Another, this time, good run by Anderson, who's a junior. A couple of other newcomers out there. You've got Dennis Chasting. He's at a wide out, as is Darrell Cooper. Brody Green. And of course, the quarterback is Griffin, who is a sophomore. 3rd and 4. Pitch. And nothing doing. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Smith Station strung that play out the way they were supposed to there.
And I said it earlier, and I think it bears repeating. Smith Station defensively has not played that poorly tonight. They've made some plays.
They haven't, and it's, you know, we talked about it a little bit a while ago. When you keep your defense on the field, like they did in the first half, it is difficult for that defense to continue to make plays. You get tired, you're going to get fatigued, and football's a tough game.
Timeout after the punt. Enterprise with a big lead.
Derek was with the scrubs.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Whoop. I got it. Doctor. I got it.
Jack, for more.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this Diamond Anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit our park today!
At Baumhauer's, we're all about great sports, legendary food, and Southern pride. That's why we're serving up all your Southern favorites, like our tangy grilled fish salad, hot Bama brown, and our famous wings. And it wouldn't be the South if it didn't have a little kick, like a homemade gumbo and wild Gulf shrimp and grits. And don't forget our mouthwatering desserts like Bama Nana Pudding or strawberry shortcake. So call the gang and put a little South in your mouth.
Smith Station with a football, trailing big. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Enterprise fans here got to go home early, and it started thanks to this play, the defender of the game.
And watch this, everybody's going to remember this. Number 3, Darius Kearse steps in front of the pass. Smooth sailing down the sidelines, 22 yards for the touchdown. And he is the National Guard, Alabama Army National Guard defender of the game for tonight.
And the hits just kept on coming.
They did. That was the push over the waterfall there, I believe, that got Enterprise going.
Pass downfield, just out of the reach. Trey Trimble, the intended receiver.
Well, that was a nice pass.
Yeah, it was. That is Sacamano
back in the game, and that hit Trimble where it needed to.
Pretty much where only he could catch it.
In the second half now, Smith Station, negative 24 yards, 92 total for the game. But a while ago, Graham, we had an interesting thing I don't think I'd ever seen happen before. Enterprise had 24 positive yards. Smith Station had 24 negative yards, so the total offensive yardage in the second half was 0.
Between the two teams.
I don't know that between the two teams, I don't think I'd ever seen that before.
Sacamano with the carry, and he's brought down at the 41, so it'll be 4th down. May go for it here, why not? Again, Sacamano's a big young man. He's a junior at 6'2", 185.
I believe his dad is one of the offensive coaches for Smith Station.
Maybe trying to draw him off sides here, and we'll get a timeout.
If I'm not wrong, Graham, the Sacamanos came from New Mexico into Smith Station. But
really?
We might have mentioned this. I don't know if we mentioned this earlier in the game or not, but the offensive coordinator for Smith Station, Britton DeVere, came from Ohio. So
yeah, they've got coaches from all over.
Jason Dukes went to Ohio and got DeVere, who is well versed in the spread. As a matter of fact, I did a little reading on him. He, at one point in Ohio, I believe the school was Westmoreland, where he was the youngest head coach in the state of Ohio at the age of 26. And here he is, the offensive coordinator in 7A football in Alabama at Smith Station. And then Sacamano, I'm not sure what his position is, but he is one of the offensive coaches, also very well versed in the spread offense, and he came from New Mexico. So, and then most of the rest of the staff was retained from the previous Mark Rose staff at Smith Station.
Panthers decide to punt, and it'll be a short punt as the flag comes in and a fair catch taken by the Wildcats. And while we're talking about coaches, let me fill you in on David Faulkner, who coached for Rush Probst for a few years, both at Hoover, also at Prattville. He was offensive coordinator there for Bill Clark. You stop right there and you think, that's two pretty good guys to work for.
Absolutely.
But he's also coached for several other great coaches around the state. And he said he just tried to pick up a little bit everywhere he went. Alma Bryant.
The other thing, a lot of people may be wondering, you know, who is this Jason Dukes? I've never heard of him. Well, the reason you've never heard of him is because he was in Georgia. He was at Alpharetta. He started there as an assistant, became the head coach. Alpharetta was what was described as a very underachieving football program, and Jason Dukes turned that around. He changed the mode of thinking at Alpharetta, and when he left, they had gone to the playoffs 4 straight years. And had gotten to the second round one of those years and totally changed the environment at Alpharetta. And then this opportunity came along, but he's pretty well versed on the offensive side of the ball. He was a starting offensive lineman all 4 seasons at Georgia Tech in the early 90s, 91 through 95, I believe it was, at Georgia Tech. And, you know, when you start as a freshman for a program like Georgia Tech, you're obviously a pretty good player, and he's a good-sized fella to this day. And also a very well-spoken, very smart man. You got to be another thing. You got to be at Georgia Tech. You got to be a pretty smart guy to go to school there and get a degree from there.
That was Anderson with a nice run. First down yardage and more. Inside Smith Station territory to the 42. Nice shifty run by the youngster.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure Coach Dukes getting a lot of his young players in there to play some defense in a blowout. Next week, the Panthers have Auburn, and basically now they're going to have to play spoiler. And
yep,
they can really put a kink in the works for the Tigers. That game is at Auburn at Duck Sanford Stadium. And now it's time for our play of the game. And as you might expect, a big play for Enterprise.
Yep. You're going to see this great throw by Allgood here over the back shoulder on a 3rd and 5. So that was a 3rd down conversion, and they turned it into a touchdown as he put it in the only place, the only person who had an opportunity to catch that ball was his receiver, Trey Brooks, on that play, and a great pass and a great touchdown play for Enterprise for our play of the game.
And that play of the game, Alabama State Parks, the sponsor. 2nd and 5 for Enterprise as we're counting them down here. The final minute now.
Alabama State Parks' 75th anniversary this year, right?
That is correct.
Diamond Jubilee.
Hand off one more time, and there's a chance that might be the final play.
Could be. Let's see if they get the...
By the way, Trey Simmons is in at quarterback for Enterprise right now, and that was another youngster with the carry, Jalen Jones. And we'll see if they have to run another play. I don't think they will. They're going to start the play clock, and that should do it. What a night for Enterprise. What a start, what a finish, and everything in between. It was all good for the Fighting Boll Weevils here. The Wildcats with a big win.
It was all blue tonight, that's for sure. The Wildcats came to play in a cat fight here, the Battle of the Cats, and we got them.
So that'll do it. Enterprise the winner over Smith Station. We go to Hackleburg next week for Thursday night touchdowns. Hope you can join us. For Christina and Mike Peacock and our crew, have a great evening. We'll see you next Thursday.
Clean 34 to 24/24/7 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at Discount Cleaners in Enterprise. Since 1967, Cuts Restaurant in Enterprise, a family tradition, yours and ours. Cuts is the best in so many ways. Best home cooking, best chili dogs, and one of the best 100 places to eat in Alabama. But don't take my word, tasting is believing. Cafeteria-style dining featuring a variety of delicious home-cooked dishes, from barbecue to butter beans, from fried chicken to chocolate pie. Now taking orders for Thanksgiving and Christmas dressing, turkeys, hams, pies, and trimmings. Cuts Restaurant, East Lee Street, Enterprise. Text CLEAN 34 to 24/24/7 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at Discount Cleaners in Enterprise.
You'll never guess what 400,000 people in the U.S. were using when they crashed their cars last year. No, not this. This. Distracted driving will kill you. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. 2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Out of 89 Renaissance hotels in North America, the spa at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery was ranked #1 as of August 2014. Out of 358 Marriott hotels, the spa at the Marriott Shoals was ranked #1. 3 other spas on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail also rank in the top 7. Clearly, world-class golf and the best spas for 2014 are in Sweet Home, Alabama. Call 800 Marriott to find out more.
Text CLEAN 34 to 24/24/7 to get 50% off your dry cleaning in October. That's 50% off at Discount Cleaners in Enterprise.